Last week, it was week 2 of Team Combat League. Las Vegas and Atlanta came out victorious. This week, it is week number 3 of Team Combat League, as the New York City Attitude look to remain undefeated, but they will take on the season debuting DC Destroyers, led by head coach Barry Hunter. In the second half of our doubleheader tonight, it'll be the LA Tengus, led by head coach Ricky Funes, matching up against the Dallas Enforcers, led by head coach AC Bryant. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. It is week 3 of Team Combat League from Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino in Uncasville, Connecticut. Welcome to Team Combat League, week number 3. Welcome to week 3 of Team Combat League. Ray Flores alongside Amir Tyson. Coming up, we got a doubleheader. First up, it'll be the undefeated 2-0 New York City Attitude matching up against, making their season debut, the DC Destroyers. Amir, as we get set for our opening matchup, head-to-head, we got a doubleheader here tonight, but New York City, they are on a roll. They are undefeated 2-0, but they have a tall task ahead of them, the debuting DC Destroyers.
Well, I'm from DC, so, they're representing where I'm from, so I'm happy about that. But New York, a lot of the fighters, they're just determined, they're ready to go, and they're ready to win, and that's why they've been victorious 2 weeks in a row. So we'll see what happens. This whole thing's a really exhilarating experience. I love the concept. I love to be a part of this, and I can't wait.
Speaking of the concept, here's how it all breaks down if you are new to Team Combat League. We have 6 teams that are vying for 4 playoff positions. Coming up in June, they will match up in a semifinal matchup and then look ahead towards our championship in the early part of July. When it comes to competition, here is how it unfolds throughout the course of the night. Each individual matchup, both teams will go head-to-head for 18 rounds. We will go 6 rounds, then have a 5-minute break. Then go 6 rounds and have an intermission. Then we will finish off with the final 6 rounds. So 18 rounds is what we go. At the end of the 18 rounds, every single scorecard from every single round is tallied up, and then we will announce the winner as to who will go ahead and elevate their record and increase their way in the standings with Team Combat League. Next year, though, we got some exciting news. Next season already, we are adding 6 more teams. So in Season 2 of Team Combat League, there will be 12 teams total matching up. But tonight, our focus, at least in the first half, is New York City and DC. DC led by head coach Barry Hunter. New York City led by Benny Roman. That is on the way, coming up next. And right now I send it to Pauli Malignaggi, who's standing by with a member of the New York City Attitude, a fighter to watch here tonight.
Thank you, Ray. I'm here with Ralph Clemente of the New York City Attitude. 2 fights, 2 wins for the New York City Attitude. You guys are undefeated, bro. Let me know, what's the intensity like? What's the feeling like in that dressing room?
Man, it feels like we're ready to go to war, Usually they say boxing is a lonely sport, but now we got everybody all together, and we feel like an army, we're ready to tear it down.
What makes you guys different than everybody else?
You know what it is? If you walk around New York, it's not a lot of people think. It's a lot of people keeping to themselves, keeping quiet, but then when things get started, we get started. So,
New York City Attitude.
Of course, we talk with our hands here.
Well, let me ask you something. You've been a really big spark for the team. The team has a solid fundamental team. You guys have done well, but you yourself have been a really big spark. What's the secret behind that kind of intensity? What makes you take in there? Because we've seen you attack like a pit bull, and any time you've been in there in the bell ring.
Well, you know what it is for me. I've never boxed to win. I box to hurt. I'm in a fight when I'm in there. This isn't boxing for me. So when I'm in there, I just takes over, and I'm ready to take him out.
You heard it right here from Ralph Clemente, one of the more exciting.
Resort and Casino here in Uncasville, Connecticut. It is time to begin week 3 of Team Combat League. Our first half of our doubleheader. We have the New York City Attitude matching up against the DC Destroyers. First up, we meet the DC Destroyers led by head coach Barry Hunter. Please welcome from the women's featherweight division from DC, Tyrecia Douglas. From the men's lightweight division for DC, here is Kobia Breedy. For DC in the men's welterweight division, we present Derek Davis. For the Destroyers in the men's middleweight division, it'll be Quincy Williams. In the light heavyweight division for DC, please welcome Casey Dixon. In the men's heavyweight division for DC, we have Dante White. Also for DC in the women's featherweight division, we have Dupe and Quinola. In the men's lightweight division, Romello Webster. In the men's welterweight division, Patrick Harris. Also for DC in the men's middleweight division, Keithlin King. In the men's light heavyweight division for DC, Damon Nicholson. And rounding out the starting lineup for the DC Destroyers at heavyweight, Hasim Rahman Jr. Once again, DC led by their head coach, Barry Hunter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to bring it to the ring here at Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino. The undefeated 2-0 New York City Attitude, led by their head coaches, Benny Roman and Ryan O'Leary. Representing New York City in the women's featherweight division, Jacob Pavlis. In the men's lightweight division, Sherbek Ramutalov. In the men's welterweight division for New York City, Darius Jackson. For the New York City Attitude at middleweight, Quasim Carter. In the men's light heavyweight division for the Attitude, it'll be Afnua King. For New York City at heavyweight, Kanja Nathan. In the women's featherweight division for New York City, True Diley. For New York City at lightweight, we have Janabek Komatov. At welterweight for New York City, here is Charles Gardner. In the middleweight division for New York City, Christian Cangelosi. At light heavyweight for New York City, Fred Julan. And rounding out the starting lineup for New York City, we have at heavyweight Earl Newman. Once again, the New York City Attitude, coached by Benny Roman and Ryan O'Leary. It's time to begin our matchup between New York City and DC.
Get set for that first bell. This is a solid matchup here. New York City has been 2-0. DC's been waiting to get off the blocks, but they have a lot of it is expected from the Barry Hunter coached DC.
Right now, they're just filling each other out. They need a jab. Everything needs to come off the jab. Maybe a jab to the body, a little feints. But as of right now, they're just filling each other out.
Yeah, well, with this concept, with Team Combat League, you really don't have too much time to feel each other out. Look at them throwing heavy leather. And you know what? The women have provided plenty of fireworks. Nice counter left there.
That was good head movement by DC.
As we are starting off with Tyrecia Douglas and Jasia Pavlis. DC making their season debut, New York City, undefeated 2-0.
You see Pavlis has been a bit more aggressive. Douglas has some, you can see she's a sharp counterpuncher, but she's got to start leading a little bit more. You only got 3 minutes to get the job done. You can see Douglas has ability, but she's waiting a lot, and she's allowing Pavlis to get off first every time, and it puts herself out of position.
Pavlis pushing the issue.
Pavlis is letting her hands go. That's what she needs to do. It's not
Oh,
one round.
good right hook there by Douglas as she caught a wild swinging Pavlis of New York City.
See right here, Douglas should be getting off first. She's a lankier frame. She should be using that jab like Omar was saying, like Amir was saying, and from there we should, she could be able to trigger other shots. But instead, by waiting, she's allowing Pavlis to get off more shots.
Pavlis just landed a nice right on the left cheek of Douglas.
And even if
New York City.
And even if you're not going to get off first, use some feints, give some changes of look so that Pavlis doesn't get too comfortable being first. Because now Pavlis is starting to really get comfortable being first because she's got no resistance coming back most of the time.
When she's on the ropes, that's when she needs to throw body shots.
So 2-minute rounds for the women. That'll end our first round. We are going 18, so we're going to go 6 rounds, have an intermission, then another 6 rounds, have an intermission as we take a look at some of the action, gentlemen, of what we saw. The action was fast and furious.
Yeah, that was a sharp counter left hand there by Douglas, as you mentioned, during the round, Ray. But overall, you see Douglas waits a bit too long, and it was Pavlis who most of the time was pushing that issue.
Yeah, I think Pavlis won that round.
So you are saying that New York City took that.
It's almost frustrating. It's almost frustrating because Douglas, you can see, has the ability if she gets off, but she just doesn't get off. You can actually see the Douglas, if she would believe in herself a little bit more and gets off shots, she probably could do some damage.
For sure.
So here is Kobia Breedy.
Right away.
Shirt back. Ramatolov. Look at Ramatolov going head to head.
He said, come here.
He has Breedy hurt.
He's
Ramatolov unloading.
Breedy's hurt.
And Ramatolov has yet to lose a round in this competition. I mean, he has been so sharp.
Arthur Mercanti.
I don't know why Arthur Mercanti. I don't know why
they're making it a brawl. They're not even using their boxing skills. They're just brawling right now.
Arthur Mercanti just gave Breedy a break and a half. I mean, he was on his way down. That break was uncalled for. I mean, he was on his way down. Here now, let's see if Breedy can get his way back into the fight. But that was much needed for Breedy.
They need to throw body shots so they can slow him down, especially
big
when they're on the rope.
Straight left by Ramatolov as Breedy going forward, but Ramatolov has cracked him in a major way in the first 40 seconds of this round.
Pauli, would you agree with me? Once they're on the ropes, they got to throw to the body and then the head so they could just break him down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, Breedy's probably better off going to the body. He's trying to come up to the head. There he goes with a good headshot, but trying to come up to the head, and he's coming up a little bit too high. If he makes himself a small target, maybe trying to get to the body, he would get out of the way of these counter shots and these sharp shots for Rakhmatulov. Because he's getting Rakhmatulov to the ropes, but then he's up too high, so number one, he can't get to the body, like you're talking about, Amir. Number two, he makes himself a target.
It's fair to say that Breedy has gotten his bell rung. His aggression has worked against him.
He's going with the George Foreman high guard.
Yeah, he was coming in recklessly, then he got caught with the shot. So he's, he respected his power. Now he's slowing down a bit, but he needs to watch out because, one punch can end it all.
Well, what is interesting about this, every round counts, and Breedy's very lucky not to get knocked down because that would have been a major point swing in favor of New York City.
I love Arthur McKinney, the referee, man. I thought he saved him. That break earlier in the round, there was
good job.
And now Rakhmatulov is pot-shotting Breedy, but Breedy continues to surge forward. Breedy only has one loss on his dossier. He is 15-1 as a professional. That only loss coming a split decision loss to Tuxtu Niambiar. Also holds a 6-round TKO win over Titus Williams.
He's not as sharp as Rakhmatulov, but I give him credit, man. He's bringing it. He's bringing
it. They have heart. They're ready for war, and they're showcasing that today.
Some hooks to the body by Kobia Breedy, but Rakhmatulov in firm control as Breedy. I got to give Breedy credit, though. He's taking some punishment. He's not going away, and he just gets popped with a big left by Rakhmatulov.
That's the thing. It's the shot selection of Rakhmatulov has been superior. He's a better thinker in there. You see, again, another sharp counter there. Breedy's trying to bury him in activity, but he's getting out-thought in there. Rakhmatulov stepping around, countering, creating the angles. And Breedy, got to give him credit, like we talked about with Hart, but he's been out-thought in there.
It is Rakhmatulov and that straight left that has been snapping back the head of Kobia Breedy as the second round comes to a close. What a big round for Rakhmatulov.
Hey, Ray, I give that to New York as well. I have it 2-0 for New York.
Yeah, Rakhmatulov looked very good and sharp indeed, Pauli.
Oof, man, he came out and hurt Breedy right away. I mean, you know what? It makes me wonder. The return is going to be interesting because Breedy was so aggressive. I wonder if he doesn't get hurt, if he's even more aggressive. You saw earlier in the round there. You see
he was staggered there, as we saw.
Yeah, his legs got real stiff there. I mean, there was a moment where it looked like he was going to go down. I wonder if we're going to see in this replay when McCarthy just steps in. There was not really, we didn't get to see it there, but from really good work there by Rakhmatulov. Good out-thinking. But, you know, credit to Breed. He comes back. He tries to push the issue. He's probably got to adjust the technique a little bit. But certainly the determination was there, and it'll make it interesting the second time around that they'll go for it.
All right, so round 3, as we now enter the welterweight division, Derek Davis and Darius Jackson. Darius Jackson representing the New York City Attitude, representing D.C., Derek Davis.
Yeah, I like Jackson. He's been improving every week. For Davis, he looks like he's got a sharp left hook. He's landed one already. He's just missed the other one. Some good work from both of these guys so far.
They are going at it here. Welcome to Team Combat League. If you are just new to Team Combat League, welcome to this concept. As you are seeing big straight lefts being landed by Darius Jackson of New York City.
They don't respect each other's punching power. They're going straight at each other. Let the best man win. Let's do it.
A little sharp right hand there by Davis as well. A good left hand by Jackson. I'll tell you what, both these guys are really good sharpshooters. This is a good little matchup here. So a couple of feints will throw one or the other off. I tell you, because when you're dealing with speed like this, drop a feint here and there, it'll really disrupt the tempo rhythm. Good shots back.
He needs to throw to the body, get him distracted, and do a right hook or right uppercut to the head.
Oh, good shots there from both. Again, I mean, as soon as one guy lands, the other guy responds. Very good work here. And good sharp shots get set up.
Well, it is evident that Darius Jackson is using his height and his reach to his favor. Beautiful left uppercut delivered by Darius Jackson.
Looking like James Toney there. Wow.
Yeah, good defense.
Good rolls.
Oh, another left uppercut by Darius Jackson.
And he's got him bloodied. I think he's got Davis' mouth bloodied.
He's just working him with the jab. He's putting it in his face.
I tell you,
he wants him to feel it.
I'm telling you, I've seen Jackson improve more and more every single week, and he's got a good fighter in front of him. I tell you, Davis is a good fighter, but he's getting picked apart more. He's just gotten a sharper guy in front of him.
Yeah, Jackson's doing a little dirty tactic.
Oh, good uppercut there again. Yeah, good catch there, Amir. He's holding the head down with one hand and shooting the uppercut with the other hand.
Darius Jackson has found a home for that left uppercut. Derek Davis going forward, and he is getting blasted left.
One thing about Davis, he should keep that palm down in front of his chin a little bit to block those uppercuts, man. He should keep the glove there, palm down, because those uppercuts are landing cleanly on the part of Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson's just attacking his body.
Oh, beautiful left to the body by Darius Jackson, and he comes upstairs. Attack the body, the head will fall.
Good body shot there again. I tell you, Davis is trying, man. And he's actually landing a couple of sharp shots himself. It's just Jackson is better. That's relentless. All it's been.
He's relentless. He said, throw every shot you got to me. I'm going to keep on coming.
Well, Jackson is just very cold and calculated in his demeanor. He is using the aggression of Davis against him.
What a performance. I mean, oof.
This is beautiful stuff. Can you imagine if they actually fought back-to-back rounds, 2 rounds in a row?
I mean, you can see this kid must study some James Toney work in there, too. I'm telling you, man. I mean, this is some nice work on the inside by Jackson. And I tell you what, Davis is going to have to make adjustments the next time he sees him, because he's been a sucker for the uppercut, and it's probably been the difference in the round, is that Jackson uppercut.
What I like about Jackson is that he kept on working the body.
Yeah.
A resounding start to the first 3 rounds for New York City, as we'll go back and examine some of the action from the 3rd round with Darius Jackson and Derek Davis.
You just saw Jackson was just a little sharp. He saw Davis do some good work himself, but Jackson was just a little sharper, knew how to use his height a little bit better, even on the inside, knew how to pick his spots a little better. Sharp defense on the inside, rolling and then making him pay on the counters, doubling up the left hand there on that counter. Here we are at the next round.
All right, so middleweights now. Quincy Williams from D.C., Quasim Carter for New York City. Pauli, in your unofficial scorecard, I would imagine you have New York City ahead 3-0.
Yeah, I got it a shutout, and it's not for lack of quality on DC's part, I'll tell you that.
I love how Williams is using his jab. He's keeping the distance.
Great shot to the body by Quincy Williams of DC.
A nice little sharp check left hook there on the part of Carter, as well as he's trying to get busy with his own jab now.
So much for a feeling out process. That's what Team Combat League is about. They do not believe in a feeling out process. They want the action to start fast and furious. That's exactly what you get every single week.
You know, both sides have tried to start fast. It's just been the New York guys have been a little sharper here. And again, you know, you got a sharp fighter like Quincy Williams is just the activity of Carter now. He's throwing 2 or 3 jabs for the amount of jabs Williams is throwing, and he ends up turning a couple of them into good left hooks. A good little short uppercut counter there by Williams.
Yeah, I feel like Williams' jab is his main thing he's doing right now. He's throwing everything off the jab. He's jabbing, and then he's throwing the right hand. Jabbing, right hand to the body.
Oh, good right hand there by Carter.
Well, in the previous 2 rounds of Kobia Brady and Derek Davis, their aggression worked against them. And New York City was resigned to be counterpunchers, but effective in that motto.
Now Carter's letting his hands go. He feels comfortable now.
A left hook by Carter as he bangs the body of Quincy Williams. Just over the midway point of the 4th.
I want to see Carter do more feints. Do more feints and then throw a right hand to the chin.
Overhand right being delivered by none other than Quincy Williams. This is the DC Destroyer season debut. New York City 2-0.
Yep.
They lead Team Combat League in the standings.
Tides up turn. Oh,
Shots there by Carter.
good shot to the body.
Yeah, that's a couple of body shots.
Beautiful shot to the body.
Again there by Carter. Oh, not right hand there by Williams.
Mouthpiece is out.
That was probably the best punch of the fight so far from Quincy Williams for DC. That right to the chin of Quasim Carter knocked out his mouthpiece.
That's what I wanted to see from Carter. If he just faded through that right hand, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, Quincy Williams throwing that right hand right on the chin of Quincy Carter, or Quasim Carter.
And DC needed this kind of round.
Ooh, good shot to the body.
That rocked Carter as Williams going forward. Williams might have won this round for DC.
Yeah,
he definitely
and it's
did.
a much needed round for DC. And I think Williams actually taking more and more control of it as the round progresses here.
So a significant round for Quincy Williams to quote-unquote stop the bleeding. Likely it is now 3-1 in favor of New York City.
That right hand changed the whole course of the fight. Now he's the aggressor. He's the stopper.
Oh, but
he's
look,
coming back.
coming back is Quasim Carter.
He got to not open himself up. He's got to stay responsible defensively after he comes back. As Williams has a sharp counter right hand that he also landed after that sequence. Much needed round for DC, in my opinion.
Good.
4 rounds in the books, gentlemen.
Good quality boxing.
So Quasim Carter coming up a bit short, at least from our estimation, of Quincy Williams at DC.
Yeah. I mean, good body shots, good exchanges of hooks there in this particular replay. But overall, as the round progressed, it was Williams who just, was getting off more accurately, and it seemed like Carter's intensity slowed just enough for Williams to start to take over more and more.
So Casey Dixon out for DC, Afua King for New York City. So Pauli, from your standpoint, you have a 3-1 in favor of New York City.
Yes, sir. Yes, I do.
So right now, there is a uphill climb that DC needs to go ahead, and they are facing, as we are underway, this one in the light heavyweight division. Good exchange to start.
Good shots to the body and head.
They're throwing heavy leather.
Great combo by King. Ooh.
King coming forward, but back comes Dixon.
I think Dixon has the shorter shots. King looks like he wants to trying to turn it into a physical affair here. Let's see which side wins out. But man, I'll tell you, Dixon threw some heat on that.
Big right hand by Dixon of DC.
Yeah, big uppercut. But I'll tell you what, King is putting himself in that position by bending over like that at the waist on the inside, and sharp eyes on the part of Dixon to see that and throw that uppercut.
So King is throwing wild looping shots, and he's
Good hook shot by
Dixon.
Dixon. Good hook shot by Dixon. Good shot to the body by Dixon.
And King, I think, is doing a smart thing now. He's starting to go to the body there. He figures, you know what, let me try, instead of trading headshots, try to get myself to the body.
Beautiful counter right hand by Dixon as King comes forward. It's interesting because typically it's DC who has been super aggressive, but here King for New York City is being aggressive, and he's being countered by DC's Casey Dixon.
DC knows that they're losing the fights. They're losing the round, so they had to step it up, and he's doing it for his team right now.
Yeah, Dixon, good hook there by King, but Dixon overall has the shorter attacks, and the shorter attacks allow him to get off the cleaner combinations.
Just over the midway point of this 5th round. Casey Dixon seems to be getting the better of the exchanges with Afunwa King of New York City. A nice right hand on the left cheek of Afunwa King.
Nice right hand again there by King.
Dixon's letting him throw punches, but he's countering him beautifully. Every shot he misses, he makes him pay.
It seems like the better technique is on the part of Dixon. It's just a matter of as long as he doesn't let King outwork him. It looks like Dixon is going to control this round.
King is doing subtle movements. Oh, he gets hammered. King got hammered by Dixon. As King goes backwards, he got clobbered with the right.
Yeah, it was also his own left hook missing and driving him in that direction as well. His balance is off as far as his technique is a little bit wild. See again there.
King is hurt. He's just throwing punches, not even putting his hands up. After he throws it, he's throwing it recklessly. And Dixon is taking advantage of that.
Another critical round for DC as they look to get closer to even up this matchup. From our standpoint, 3-1 as of right now in favor of New York City. This could make it 3-2, barring anything significant happening for New York City.
Yeah, it looks like they just had to get off the schneid, and once they did, now they've taken control here as Dixon is having himself a pretty good round.
Ooh, good.
Oh,
big left down goes King! Oh my goodness!
Beautiful left hook to the chin.
and I'll tell you what that is, technique. I'll try to explain it in a second. I'll show you on the replay. Wider left hook. They both threw left hooks. King's left hook was the much wider shot. As I said earlier in the round, King throws much wider. Dixon throwing the shorter shots, and it's allowing him to control the round. Well, that was a microcosm of the whole round in one moment. They both went to throw left hooks. King was much wider. Dixon's was much shorter, so it got the target much sooner. There it is again, right there. They're both going
left hook by Casey Dixon of DC, and Pauli. That might have evened up the matchup.
Yeah. I mean, a 2-point round there, much needed 2-point round for DC. And again, I mean, this is why you work on your technique in the gym. You keep your shots short. You clean it all up, and that is exactly the reason right there. Both guys took all their left hooks took off at the same time, but Dixon's was shorter. It landed first, and he got the knockdown because of it. And that's a 2-point round for DC.
And Amir, for DC, they seem to have gotten off the schneid, so to speak, because they were making their season debut. This is a new concept. They seem the first three matchups, it took them a little while to get going, but once they have gotten their footing underneath them, they have been a runaway train in their previous two matchups.
It's like anything in life. You know, if you're new to it, you got to adjust yourself to it. And once you're adjusted, it'll feel like second nature. It'll feel like riding a bike.
So now it is Dante White for DC out of the red corner. Kanjay Nathan for New York City.
And now with the momentum on the part of DC, it's
big right hand down goes Nathan. Oh my goodness, Nathan's hurt. And this one's over.
He's not getting up. He's not getting up.
Kanjay Nathan finished off by Dante White.
Wow.
DC with a major point swing. A knockdown at light heavyweight and a knockout here at heavyweight.
Resounding knockout.
Folks, at knockouts, we scored them 10-7 here because the competition continues. I was just going to say, having seen Kanjay Nathan fight last week, he was a little bit kind of slow in his movement, and I wanted to see if he had made the adjustment in this week. But he's sort of a lackadaisical guy, and that lackadaisicalness got him caught there.
So DC has surged ahead with a knockout of Dante White over Kanjay Nathan.
Yeah, big shot here. You saw, wow, what was it, overhand right? What did he hit him with?
It looked like an overhand right.
Yeah, big shot. It looked like Kanjay is going for his own shot there. That's why he never sees it yet.
Boom, on the
right
top
on the
of the head.
Right on the temple, top of the head.
Short-circuited his legs.
And you know what? Once again, they threw at the same time, and the guy with the shorter shot landed again. Look at the two knockdowns in these rounds. This is the last round here. We're getting a look at
Dixon and Afunwa.
He didn't see it coming.
Look.
If he had saw it coming, he would have braced for it, but he didn't see it coming, so it had more of an effect.
And that's the thing. I mean, when you're throwing your own shot, a lot of times you don't see it coming, and that was the problem with Nathan. He was throwing his own right hand. Again, you want to make sure you throw those shots short, especially when that's at close range like that, because if the other guy's throwing his shot shorter and he's also throwing the same punch, this is going to happen. In the knockdown before the round before, we saw both guys take off with left hooks at the same time. The shorter one landed for Dixon. This round, both guys were taking off with right hands, and the shorter one lands for White. And this one got the knockout, a 3-point round for DC. What a turn of events after the first 3 rounds had been won by New York.
So that is how the first 6 rounds have unfolded. DC likely on top of New York City. Wow, what a way to go ahead and end those first 6 rounds. And now we are at intermission. We'll come back with the next 6 rounds. But so Pauli Malignaggi spoke with our very own, the CEO of Team Combat League.
Hello, I'm Amir Tyson. We're with Ahmed. I'm here with DJ from Onwards. Ahmed, what made you pick Onwards? What made you gravitate to Onwards as a glove than other brands and other options?
Thanks, Amir. Given the fact that, TCL has a very unique concept and it's not your traditional boxing, you're going to have to be gloved up as a team unit for a long time sitting down. So the comfort level for the boxers, we want to focus that on. We saw with Onward, when it comes to the performance level as well, they were at the highest level. So that's what really we focus towards going with them.
Awesome. Can you elaborate on what Ahmed just said?
Yeah, I think traditional boxing, the fighter gets gloved up and then they go and they compete. I think now, with this model that TCL is bringing forth, it's a team model, right? So everybody is sitting there alongside, on ringside, waiting for their opportunity to compete. So comfort in their gloves and being gloved up for an extended period of time. And then once they walk in between the ropes, it's all about performance. So if you look at our glove, almost like the way a sprinter looks at a sprinting shoe, right? We cut out all the fat, all the padding is in all the right places. The materials that we use are at the highest level.
Okay.
So on a manufacturing standpoint, what we wanted to do is we wanted to give the fighters the best opportunity for them to compete at the highest level with the best product on their hands. And we believe that Onward and TCL makes a great combination.
Awesome, awesome. Great talking to you guys. We'll see the fighters wear Onward tonight.
Thank you. Always Onward.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to Team Combat League. Wow, Amir, fantastic interview with Ahmed Sheikh, the CEO of Team Combat League and also our glove manufacturer. But right now, it is now our next 6 rounds. We will start off with Dupe Ankinola of DC and Trudy Lee, I stand corrected, of New York City.
It's like any of these fights that are coming on tonight. It's who wants it more. They're going to come out victorious, but we shall see.
So that knockout of Dante White over Kanja Nathan has put DC on top, and they had 2 very big rounds from Casey Dixon and Dante White.
Trudy Lee had a big momentum swing for New York last week, starting out the second half with a knockdown.
Akinola going forward, and she gets popped with a sharp left hook.
Yeah, Akinola has a good aggressiveness. She's got to be careful not to walk into the shots, though. Oh, good hook, good right hand there by Akinola.
Good right hand from Akinola.
You see Lee trying to catch it, trying to keep it short.
Ooh, good
Nice
shot
right
to the body.
by Akinola.
And a good catch and shoot left hook from Lee.
She has power, but she's smart. She knows that she's...
Oh, now that you got to be careful, though. Akinola keeps walking into those left hooks, leaning in.
She keeps on shooting that shot to the body. She's going to stay where she's at, and she's going to attack from there. But she has to keep on throwing her shots to the body and then work on from there.
Some intensity. Akinola definitely the more intense of the two here.
Akinola with the big overhand right on the left ear of Trudy Lee. Another big right hand. They both are having their moments for DC and New York City.
She's not backing down, though. She's bringing the fight to her.
Good round this. Well, this could be still the fight for her. I think Akinola was leading the round just a little bit, but still a minute of boxing here. Let's see if Akinola can keep up this level of intensity.
I feel like they need to settle down.
She's can't go straight back like that, though. Akinola can't go straight back like that. If she gets clipped, going straight back, staying up high. It's going to be interesting to see because she got really intense in the first 2 minutes. Let's see if she wears down.
Going forward is Akinola, but responding back, Trudy Lee. She got popped with the right hook.
Trudy Lee going forward.
I would hate to be a judge in this particular round because, guys, I think it hangs in the balance.
Yeah, it's the last 30. Could be still one here in the end.
Right now, I think it's Akinola's round, but anything can happen.
Well, everything pretty much did happen with Akinola and Lee. Wow, what excitement to begin the second third of Team Combat League.
This thing got off to a riveting start right away. You see Akinola trying to get off on the jab right away, but then that right hand was a big punch in the round there. Akinola was able to land it a couple of times. So you saw it in this sequence, she landed it a couple of times there as well. But Lee came back as she was driving Akinola back as the round progressed and started landing some shots on her own. But Akinola was undaunted. I edged it to Akinola a little bit, but it was a good round.
So now in the lightweight division, Romello Webster for DC, Jonabek Komatov for New York City. Pauli, who would you give that previous round to?
I give it to Akinola DC just slightly. So New York is definitely in a hole at this point on my card.
Well, potentially.
They're feeling each other out, throwing the jab, and any opening they're going to exploit. But right now, they're just figuring each other out.
Good stiff jab by Romello Webster, starting off very aggressive, popping the jab and placing it in various positions.
Yeah, both guys waiting a little bit too much for my liking, though. These guys got to get going a little bit. There's an opportunity. You only got 3 minutes, and there's a big opportunity.
Ooh, good shot to the body by Jonabek.
Yeah,
it's to the point where even just jabbing effectively and using the ring generalship can win you the round, which is the prerogative.
Good hook there by Jonabek. Jonabek may be gaining some confidence after that left hook he landed.
Webster has been using his jab as his primary weapon of choice. Jonabek Komatov waiting on the openings to try to land big power shots like that to the body.
Jonabek needs to watch out for Webster's left hook when he comes in, though. He's trying to hurt him with the left hook. He needs to be aware of that. Keep his hands up.
I'll tell you right.
Overhand right for Komatov.
I'll tell you what, Ray. If Webster should at least go back to using that jab, but because he's not even doing that anymore. I don't know what he's waiting for.
He's literally moving scenery to be landed upon for Komatov. I mean, and in a position, this is not an 8 to 10 round fight. You don't even have 4 rounds consecutively. You have 1 round, 180 seconds to do work.
And Jonabek's combinations are getting more confident. He's mixed. He's varying well to the head and body. And you can see Webster has natural speed. He just waits too long.
I love Jonabek's shot selection. He knows when to throw, and he's throwing the right shots.
Yeah, and really, it's almost like he knows at this point he's reading Webster's body language, and he knows how to get to him.
Well, what's interesting is Komatov was the counterpuncher in the first half of the round, but now with Webster sort of just waiting and not throwing, it is Komatov who's being the aggressor and is fully completing the round.
And you can see that both of these guys do have a counterpunching mentality. It's just that Webster, when he does have make Komatov miss, he doesn't really counter that much. He doesn't attempt to check left hook that miss, but Webster's got to get off more counterpunches because at this point, it got to the point, like you said, Ray, where Jonabek Komatov got more aggressive and he was putting punches in combination, and those are harder to counter.
He looks really fatigued, Pauli.
Good hook there
left
again.
hook by Komatov.
Webster looks fatigued when he's coming at him. That's why he's slowing down.
This is an important round for New York, and I tell you, Komatov has had himself a good round. He can hold this advantage in the last 20 seconds. Get that momentum back for New York. Momentum that had been lost a lot for New York, and Barry Hunter's DC had really, really taken control of this battle.
Final moments of this men's lightweight matchup. Jonabek Komatov for New York City having the advantage.
Counter right hand, and then he has the presence of mind to drop to the body and rip a body shot in there. Good round from Komatov. Really, really, like you said, really impressive shot selection. Really, I like the way it was not just that you go to the head and body, because a lot of guys do. It's at the moment that he decided to go to the head and body. Really sharp. See some of that action, and we see a little feint with the left hand, and then coming over the top with the right hand there by Komatov. See again, I like how Komatov uses a couple of throwaway punches to set up the second and third punch of the combination, and he really put Webster in position to be hit there.
So now we got Patrick Harris of DC matching up against Charles Garner, and I would have to say that New York City, they were trailing as we began this, the 7 through 12, but now New York City has once again surged ahead, and I think we have an even matchup, guys.
Nah, I mean, maybe in this half is an even matchup, but overall, because of
DC,
because of the knockdowns, I got DC ahead because of the knockdowns in the first half.
Right now,
I got it 1-1 in this half though.
They're just doing feints and seeing who's going to give in first.
So we got Patrick Harris representing DC. He's wearing the white and the blue, wearing the green and blue is none other than Charles Garner.
Oh, good shot with a counter there by Garner. Garner has shown himself to be really effective so far. We've seen him the first 2 weeks. Good little tactical battle by these two guys so far.
Neither man has landed any. Oh, look at that. That was a straight left by Patrick Harris, but Charles Garner was off balance.
Yeah, but still, it's a good shot landed and then much needed. A nice little uppercut there by Harris as well.
I like how Harris tried to go to the body and go right to the head. Confuse your opponent. Oh, that's a good
right
shot.
hook by Patrick Harris.
Returned by Charles Garner there. Good tactical battle here. Both of these guys really thinking in there.
Oh, nice right hand by Charles Garner. That's his best punch in the round so far.
And I liked how he feinted the left hand downstairs and used it to come upstairs. All the fight for here is we're going into the second half. Good right hand there by Garner. Nice return body shot by Harris.
Right now, I think it's a pretty even round, right?
And who doesn't love a good East Coast matchup?
Oh, yeah.
New York City and DC.
And
two rich boxing cities.
Both of these guys getting confident with their body language. They've both landed good shots. They've both been respecting each other. Garner coming back lefty.
Big right hook upstairs by Charles Garner.
Yeah, he turned southpaw and came back with a big right hook.
So Patrick Harris went fishing and he got popped with a right hook. Compliments of the New York City Attitudes, Charles Garner.
As a matter of fact, the hook was so good that he stayed in the southpaw stance now. Let's see how the second half of the round goes. And let's see how Harris deals with the change of stance on the part of Garner.
Well, Harris appears to be befuddled
check hook
as he just got tattooed with the right hook
and
from
the
Charles Garner.
And the left hand there as well. Garner's rhythm has completely changed here in the second half of the round.
Right now, Garner's outboxing him. He's getting his punches in. He's doing what he wants with him. I think he's following his game plan at this moment. Right now, I would think.
Well, now Garner goes back to conventional. His confidence
back on
soaring.
the jab.
He's just playing with him at this point, right?
Look at this. He's shrugging the shoulders, going from conventional southpaw, a right hook.
He's feeling it.
Those check hooks are deadly, by
Harris dropped some feints there because he's got Garner in a position where he's feeling it so much. He's in a rhythm. Drop some feints, disrupt that rhythm. Harris has sharp punches, but if he doesn't feint, he's going to only allow Garner's confidence to grow. Because right now Garner has his entire timing down pat.
If I could give an award to swaggiest fighter of the night, it would be to Charles Garner of the New York City Attitude.
Comes in with the ODB hairstyle already, you know.
I mean, seriously, that is one swaggy dude. As he demonstrated that inside the ring, what flair inside and outside the ring for Charles Garner.
His check hook and his movement is what won him that round.
Absolutely. And, you know, after a first half that was very even, as you had mentioned, Amir, you know, in the second half, he turned southpaw and really switched up things a lot. That was a good left hand by Harris earlier in the round, but as the round progressed, Garner really got going. And guys, this is an interesting matchup. I'll tell you what, because I was at this tryout. When these guys boxed each other for a spot on the New York team, and Cangelosi got the spot. But I bet you Kiflin King has someone finished business here, because I watched these guys spar each other, and they gave the spot to Cangelosi. It looks like King wound up on the DC, trying out for the DC team and got the spot. So I'm wondering if this.
Well, look,
now I just gave you the background on this, so let's see how this round starts.
When somebody says you're not good enough to play on my team or fight on my team, and someone else signs you, and then you match up against the team that said you're not good enough, you have extra pizzazz behind it.
Yeah, how many times have we seen that? You know, in sports in general, when guys go up against their old team.
Good hook, bucket.
Cangelosi has shown to have a good hook through, but of course, again, King is he's gonna be motivated for this matchup. I'll tell you what.
These are middleweights, and they have the physiques of that of being cruiserweights.
Yeah, right now they're just throwing punches, but they need to be short and crisp.
Big right hand by Cangelosi. That rock King.
They're throwing long, and they need to shorten it up.
Yeah, Cangelosi has a snappy jab. If I'm him, I would be using more the jab to set King up a little bit for the bigger shots. You're throwing wide shots with King, you're gonna wind up playing his game. And King is, again, like I said, King is motivated because, like I said, he didn't get the spot on the New York City team because of Cangelosi. So he's gonna be motivated to let New York know that they made a mistake not picking him.
I love Cangelosi's jab, and he's really taking control of the fight.
A counter right hand from Keithlin King.
But I think that the jab could be busier in this round. I think the feints could be busier in this round.
Well, you mentioned with Keithlin King of D.C. that there is extra added motivation to try to prove that New York City made the wrong decision in electing to go with Christian Cangelosi.
Yeah, with the second half of the round, I got Cangelosi slightly ahead in this round, but the round is still close enough to where King can get it back.
Well, King is starting to
that was a sharp
off the ring.
That was a sharp uppercut counter.
I think Cangelosi, he's outboxing him. He's making him miss. He's throwing punches. He's taking control of the fight. And off ring generalship alone, I feel like he's winning this round.
Right to the body by Christian Cangelosi.
It reminds me of the first half matchup with Dixon, right? Where they're both throwing, but Dixon had the shorter shots. These guys are both throwing, but Cangelosi has the shorter shots if he wants to. There was a good shot there by King. But the difference has been the shorter shots of Cangelosi so far.
Coming up on a minute to go in round 10. This overall matchup scheduled for 18 will take a pause after round 12 has been completed.
I tell you what, if Cangelosi would straighten out that right hand, he'd land it. He keeps smacking with it, and he misses it a lot.
There's a right by Keithlin King. Two big right hands.
Yeah, and again, that comes down to throwing shots too wide. King throws the shorter shots on the inside and gets the scoring blows.
But, you know, Cangelosi, he got his chin tested. He looked at it and kept on walking right to him.
Chance of New York coming here at Mohegan Sun. Cangelosi with the nice combination upon Keithlin King, but a counter right for Keithlin King. A left hook by Cangelosi.
King is hurt. King is hurt. I don't know if Cangelosi realizes it.
A left hook, Christian Cangelosi picking up the pace after he ate a right hand from Keithlin King.
I love his chin. He gets punched with a hard punch.
King is hurt.
Right back.
Couple of rights by Christian Cangelosi. Referee says no, that was a push. That'll end round 10 between Christian Cangelosi.
I tell you, that was closer.
King.
I was at when they sparred. That was closer to when they sparred. I think Cangelosi got the round, but King's motivation showed. Man, he was hungry.
Cangelosi making a miss.
Yeah, King early on in the round was coming up just short, and Cangelosi was able to score those shots. But as the round progressed, King was able to get in some short shots of his own. And it was also for the fault of Cangelosi, who kept throwing that right hand so wide and allowed King to get inside. And then it was able to get a couple of scoring blows in there, like right there. And he was in that position right there because of the wide shots that he threw, allowed King to get inside in the clinch. And then on the ensuing exchange, King was able to get off those shots.
Well, here's a matchup between D.C. Destroyer's own Damon Nicholson and New York City Fred Julan. This is a terrific matchup in the light heavyweight division. Damon Nicholson actually went the distance with Edgar Berlanga and is a quality, I would say probably top 20, super middleweight to right outside of the top 20 is Damon Nicholson.
Yeah, and Julan didn't have a good first week when we saw him. We didn't see him the first week, but the last week was the first time we saw him in action. I'm wondering about the adjustments if he'll have made any in preparation for this matchup against Nicholson.
Nicholson needs to be careful when he's coming in because he just recklessly came in a little bit, but needs to have his hands up and knows where his opponent's punches are coming.
Yeah, Damon Nicholson just fought against Demetrius Andre back in January. Responding back is Fred Julan of New York City. There's a right on the top of the head of DeMond Nicholson. Juwan being hyper-aggressive.
Juwan makes one mistake that I've seen consistently last week and this week. He looks to get there and then throw instead of instead of using deception to get inside. He tries to get there and then throw instead of punching as he's coming in.
Juwan's getting hit with the harder punches at this point.
Once he's inside, he can get off some shots. Nicholson, for me, is throwing the shorter shots. But right here, right for you, watch what as he tries to close the gap. Watch what he does. If you get a chance here, as he tries to close. Right now, it's been Nicholson closing the gap for him.
When Nicholson is starting to settle into what this action is all about, it starts off very hot, and then it simmers, and you really get to see who's able to take over with the ring generalship and with the higher boxing IQ.
They need to throw more combinations, though. They're just throwing one punches at a time, wild combinations. They need to throw crisp. Every combination off the jab, throw shots to the body, and now make an impact on turnaround in the fight.
There's a right hook from Fred Juwan of New York City.
Yeah, good catch and shoot there by Juwan, and then he followed it up with some decent shots there as well.
Well, the thing with Nicholson, though, is he can't afford to get outworked by Fred Juwan. Even though Nicholson is likely the superior technician, he can't afford to wait, especially in a 3-minute round, or with only having 3 minutes to work.
Yeah, and Juwan is, I'll tell you what, Juwan may be able to get this round back in the last 40 seconds if he keeps this up. He's had a really positive last 30 seconds. It's almost like Nicholson punched himself out, you know?
DeMond Nicholson has to be the mindset, I don't have a full 10 rounds to get going. You got to get going from the outset.
And he did get going. I mean, early on, he was in control of the round, I felt. But now, he's really allowing, if he's a sitting target, he's allowing Juwan to really work. There's one thing about Juwan, he doesn't have the most ability, but if he gets you trapped, he'll work. He's a workhorse.
I love how Juwan's getting him to the ropes and attacking his body. That's what he needs to do. He needs to keep him on the ropes, and then with that head opening, he needs to punch him right to the head.
Especially, I mean, that's a good point, especially when you got a tiring guy in front of you. You can see Nicholson's intensity diminished at the end, so those body shots do even more damage. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give that round to Juwan, man. I mean, he came back roaring because the part of the round that he was controlling was much more what's the word I'm looking for? Much more obvious than the part of the round that Nicholson was ahead in.
Nicholson controlled the first half of the round, but it wasn't
in the manner that Juwan
to be able to
the second half.
Control exactly.
Yeah.
Going off what you said, Pauli, I think he tired himself out, and then Juwan just took advantage of it.
Yeah, and you know what? You still go to the body against a tired guy.
Yes, sir.
Gets him more tired.
Yes, sir. You know it.
Now we go to the heavyweights. Hasim Rahman Jr. and Earl Newman. Earl Newman, an Olympian. Hasim Rahman Jr., he has lost 2 in a row. So we get ready to go with our next matchup. DC in the heavyweight division. Earl Newman.
It's not Rahman in the ring right now.
New York City.
Yeah, it's not Rahman in the ring.
We apologize about that. We are efforting. Norman Aneely is who it is. Norman Aneely for DC. So Norman Aneely replacing Hasim Rahman Jr. Getting ready to say Rahman Jr. has lost 2 in a row. But it is Norman Aneely who is in action for DC. As Norman Aneely taking on Earl Newman. Pauli, how do you have this one scored so far?
I'll tell you what, I don't have my whole scorecard. I had the first half at 57-54 for DC after the late knockdowns. But this half so far, I had DC winning the first round, and then New York has roared back the last 4 rounds in a row.
All right, so I'm not a mathematician. We will tally that up during our intermission. But Norman Aneely for DC. DC led by head coach Barry Hunter. Earl Newman for New York City. Earl Newman's one of those guys that is pretty much a constant. You know, he's a solid fighter. Does he have, ability to make his way up the ranks in the sport? Absolutely. But, I think this is a very good platform for him to be able to display his talent for New York City.
Good body shot.
I like his hooks and how he throws his hooks.
Big
Good right hand.
Neely's having a positive start to the round so far. Newman looks a little stiff to me.
Norman Aneely just clocked Earl Newman, and his head snapped back like that of a Pez dispenser.
Yeah, Newman, he's starting the round. He knows this is his opportunity to shine, and he's taking advantage of it. Throwing jabs, everything off the jab, he's winning the round.
A left hook that misses for Norman Aneely. This is in the heavyweight division. Round 12, this one's scheduled for 18. This matchup between the undefeated New York City Attitude, 2-0.
Oh,
big right hand by Norman
shot.
Neely.
Pulled back. Newman pulling back. Newman looks a little lackadaisical, both in attack and on defense. And while Neely looking really, really sharp and intense, even when Newman does throw the shots and lands a shot, you see Neely's ready to fire back, and he's got that explosiveness to his punches you just saw there.
A left hook to the body. We heard that here at our broadcast position, midway point of the 12th. Neely, I think, is looking for the knockdown. You know he wants bonus points for the DC Destroyers.
Good shot by Newman.
Yeah, good combination there by Newman. And he's got to loosen up a little bit, because I tell you, you let a guy like Neely start to get comfortable, he's going to start zapping those shots in there. He did a lot of intensity, a lot of momentum on the punches Neely throws.
All I know is that if Newman doesn't throw more punches,
He's right into the jab there.
I think Newman has gotten a bit shy because he has been hammered with some sledgehammers, compliments of Norman
For the
Neely.
last 20 seconds, he landed a couple of good jabs. Let's see if he's able to get momentum back. Tell you what, he's starting to land himself. Starting to work Neely a little bit. Will it be enough, though? Is there only 50 seconds left? He's gotten it.
I think Neely's hurt a little bit.
Tell you what, Newman, I'll tell you, I started noticing about the last 30, 40 seconds ago that Newman started getting his jab going. He landed a couple of shots, and you could see the body language of Neely start to change. And then Newman is trying to keep this momentum going here.
Newman now attacking the body of Norman Neely.
Oh, good right hand.
Beautiful right on the left ear of
Good exchange.
Norman Neely.
Good exchange as Neely fired right back with a nice combination.
That was a good check hook by Newman when he's on the rope.
You see Neely looking to rest here. He's looking to get that smother in and rest. Let's see if they can close this round out.
Good punches and punches.
Well, round 12 has come to a close as Norman Neely and Earl Newman will conclude.
In a competitive round, I'm going to give it to
Terrific
Neely.
stuff.
And it just reversed. When Neely was controlling it initially, then the tide turned and Newman started taking over.
Pauli, take us through what you saw.
Yeah, Neely early on was really sharp. It almost looked like Newman, like I don't know, like he wasn't ready to fight in this round. Almost like they called him, like, "Hey, you're in," when he didn't know he was in. And he started the round out really lackadaisical. But as the round progressed, you saw Newman start to get things going a little bit, got his hands moving. I don't think he ended up doing enough to get himself back in the round. I gave the round to Neely, but at least you saw something that maybe you'll look forward to when these guys see each other again later in the competition.
So the first 12 rounds are in the books between New York City and D.C. We're going to come back. We have 6 more rounds to go. We go 18 total rounds. But right now, I am privileged to be joined alongside by the boss, the CEO of Team Combat League, Ahmed Sheikh. Ahmed, it is great to be with you. Week 3 of Team Combat League, this new concept. What a refreshing moment and a refreshing start, invigoration to combat sports through the first 3 weeks. What are your thoughts on what we've seen so far?
It's amazing, guys. I mean, the response has been outstanding. I mean, I didn't think we were going to be going and already looking to go into season 2 and see exactly who all we're going to be adding. So the response has been amazing. The championship rounds, as you saw tonight, what happened in the first 6 rounds. I mean, in the 6th round, the champion coming out, the heavyweight out of the New York City, who was undefeated, and everybody got all their bets on the heavyweight champion, and look what happened. Comes out, and there was a knockout.
That's what we love to see, Paulie.
I'll tell you what, Ahmed, I've been excited about this matchup. What do you think as the night progresses? How do you see our third and final round with New York and DC going? What do you think?
Hey guys, look, I mean, this is a very close match.
Yeah.
DC really brought it on.
I'll tell you what, they started slow, and I like the way they got themselves back in it with late in the first half. I mean, those knockdowns in those fights really set the tone for them. New York fought their way back in the half we just saw. I've got DC up by a point, but man, I can't wait to see this third part of the match of last 6 rounds. I don't know. I really can't call a winner so far.
Oh, no question about it. You know what? It's one thing, too. You hear about big fight jitters, but I think it is becoming a thing with Team Combat League jitters, especially when you're making your debut, because it is a new concept. You're starting to learn and get your footing. LA has told us, wait until you see tonight in the second half of our doubleheader. We are going to perform a lot better. When it comes to DC, it was a new concept to them, and once they saw a couple of their guys get in there, I think they really started to flourish, Ahmed.
That's right. I'm not surprised. They have a very experienced coach on their side, you know, Barry Hunter. I mean, this is all, I wasn't expecting nothing but what they came out, you know, as they settled in into the much later rounds. DC's turning up the heat on these guys.
Well, we hear about expansion in Major League Baseball. Salt Lake City wants a Major League Baseball team, but there's also expansion in Season 2 of Team Combat League already. Right now, we have 6 teams that are vying for 4 playoff positions. But Ahmed, the success, the excitement, the viewership have been so much that you're already adding 6 more teams for Season 2 next year. Is that correct?
That's right. Alhamdulillah, this is amazing, the way the response that we've gone from the market and from the public and how the fans are tuning in. We're already hearing from all these different cities, hey, come to our city. We guys are ready to go for you. We decided that it's better that we get started now, looking and going our focus towards Season 2. And yes, inshallah, just to let you guys know, on the East Coast, we're going to be adding 2 more franchises. One of them happens to be in Tampa Bay. And then as we move along, you guys will get to see exactly who all we're adding.
Well, I'm hearing that, a Boston team as well, Ahmed? I mean, not giving away too much?
I like the fact that, this allows those diamonds in the rough to kind of creep through the cracks and get picked up in a league like this. And you get to see some real talents there that maybe you might have not seen if this league didn't exist. I mean, in the rounds we've watched tonight and the previous weeks, we've seen some real talents that may have slipped through the cracks that maybe the major promoters or major networks didn't quite see in the standard of your traditional boxing setting. But in this boxing setting, these guys are shining.
That's right.
Also, Ahmed, not to, go ahead and take anything away, is to echo Pauli's point. You're seeing the stars of tomorrow. You're seeing fighters who have fought at a high level. Damon Nicholson just fought Demetrius Andrade on pay-per-view. And lo and behold, he's here with the DC Destroyers.
I mean, isn't it just amazing, right? Team Combat League is all about equal opportunity. And look, this is what we're doing. They're out here, all the kids, all the fighters, they're out here, and they're giving their best shot.
All right, Ahmed, thank you so much. We're getting ready to begin the last 6 rounds. Ahmed Sheikh joining us, the CEO of Team Combat League joining us. Get ready for our next 6 rounds. We're going to find out who's going to be victorious, New York City or DC. So guys, going into this last 6 rounds, I've got it a 113 to 112 for DC. So by a point.
Yeah, keep in mind there was some knockdowns in the first half as well. The knockout counts for 3 points in round 6 of the first half, and then obviously the 10-8 round also there was a knockdown in round 5 where DC got that knockdown as well. That wasn't a knockout, so that was a 10-8 round. But then in the second half, I had New York fighting their way back. I had them winning the next 4 of the next 6 rounds.
Yes.
Yeah, I really think that...
I don't know why we only have 9 rounds on the scorecard, you guys. My score is 113, 112.
Yeah, okay, so you have 113, 112 for DC, and that is how it is. But, as we go ahead, Pauli Malignaggi has a 113, 112 in favor of the DC Destroyers.
I really thought New York was winning initially, but as it progressed, as the fight progressed, DC started coming back. They knew that they were behind, and they had, step it up a bit, and that's what they did.
Well, our final 6 rounds, you got Dupe Akinola and also Trudy Lee in the women's featherweight division. That'll be up next. we will end it with Norman Neely and Earl Newman. So the heavyweights will close it out. And right now, Pauli Malignaggi has DC on top by a point, 113-112. And as we get ready for these final 6 rounds, also want to let you know that we are going to have a bye week next week. So next week will be a bye week. We will be off. And then 2 weeks from tonight, we will be back with Team Combat League week number 4, a bye week with Team Combat League. We'll come back in 2 weeks from tonight here from Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino. Hey, look, guys, I love what I heard out of Ahmed Sheikh, the CEO of Team Combat League. 6 new franchises being added to Team Combat League in Season 2.
I love it. It signifies that people are loving what they see, and it's going to grow more and more and more every week that passes. So I can't wait to see, what happens.
Yeah, I mean, with action like this, I mean, I think people, as long as they tune in, it's going to be something that they like. We're seeing a nip and tuck battle here with New York and DC, and a lot of these battles have been like this, where it's back and forth. Fresh guys constantly coming in, and now as the rounds progress, there's more on the line because you're cognizant of if your team's winning or losing, how close it is. So you're already fresh, plus you're going to be all that more intense with the understanding of what the scorecards might be. It's really, really a lot of fun.
But these type of fights are what gravitate people to this concept, and this concept is getting a lot of love from people online, Twitter, because it's unique and it's different, and that's what gets the most attention.
Make sure to follow us on social media at Instagram at Team Combat League. Ahmed Sheikh doing a marvelous job, his entire staff. Belinda does a wonderful job making sure we all get to and from our destinations. And it is such a pleasure to be here in week number 3 of Team Combat League. And now we get ready for our final third, 6 more rounds to go as we welcome once again Dupe Akinola and Trudy Lee. They will match up. What a fun first round that they had.
Yeah, I had Akinola just edging it, but it was really, really good.
Well, get ready. You have DC on top, 113-112. These final 6 rounds are ever so significant. We are underway with round 13 of 18. After the 18th round is completed, we will tally up the score totals and announce the winner.
I love how Lee doesn't wait. She goes right for the body, right for the attack. She doesn't like any feeling out moment, and she's trying to make herself the aggressor in this fight.
Chopping right hand for Akinola.
Akinola likes that big right hand. She's landed it well.
Trudy Lee's deceptive, but Akinola's waiting for her with that heavy right hand over the top.
Yeah, she has to watch out for Akinola's counter punch.
Yeah,
waiting for that.
And that counter right hand, you got to be careful. Get a little bit underneath it. Akinola's been more intense. If I'm Lee, I would throw the straighter punches. You got somebody coming in and throwing a lot of wide punches. You can throw them down the middle, straight shots, and they'll be landing.
Akinola has been landing and spraying Lee with that right hand as Lee was off balance, but she did get shaken up by Dupe Akinola of DC.
Yeah, I just feel like she's bringing it to her, and at this point it's too much for her, but we'll see what Akinola could do. But at this point, I think Lee's winning this round hands down.
These final 6 rounds are essentially the 4th quarter, or the championship rounds, as we like to say in prize fighting.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, you remember the first hit, Akinola started the round big and then kind of tired out because she throws such intense punches, and Lee was able to make the round close. I ended up still giving it to Akinola. But now let's see if, Lee's getting a lot.
Right hook, that was a little bit wild for Akinola. And a chopping right hand blocked by Trudy Lee. Lee waiting for that left hook, but neither woman is throwing any jabs whatsoever. It's just heavy left, big right hand by Akinola.
Yeah, and that's one thing Akinola has had a lot of success with in both rounds she's seen Lee tonight, that overhand right. Lee's got to learn to get underneath those kind of punches. And again, in my opinion, she should also be throwing those straight shots at Akinola, because Akinola throws a lot of wide punches you can throw inside of her. Good round for Akinola here to get things started for DC in the second half.
What a round between Dupe Akinola and Trudy Lee. Gentlemen, what action that we have witnessed.
See that action from that round. You see what Akinola likes to do. She likes to throw one wide shot and then it almost cocks her hip to throw the other second wide shot even harder. And if you notice, if she throws the first shot as a hook, she throws an even harder overhand right. If she throws a hard overhand right, she throws an even harder hook because her hips are already in place to whip back around. And that's kind of how she designs her momentum with her combination. That was a big right hand there over the top of Lee's jab.
You know, Akinola, I called her Lee. I've mixed up the names, but Akinola, she won the round, hands down. Easy work.
DC continues to increase their lead, and now staying with the women's featherweight division, Tyrecia Douglas of DC, Jacob Pavlis of New York City. New York City's undefeated record of 2-0 hangs in the balance. They started off week 1 and 2 with 2 resounding victories, but now DC's looking to take away that undefeated record.
I'll tell you what, this was an interesting match the first time around. I feel like Douglas has ability, but she doesn't believe in it enough to get her hands off. And Pavlis does believe in her ability. I don't think she's as talented as Douglas, but she mauls her and gets the job done. Although Douglas donated some good short shots on the inside here.
Pavlis is bringing the fight to her, though. She got her on the ropes, and she's throwing relentlessly, but she's fighting back.
Oh, good shot.
Douglas
just
is fighting
ate
back.
a left from Douglas, a right uppercut by Pavlis of New York City.
The power of these punches is immense. Like I hear the punches. They're just throwing.
Good shot there by
Take a shot from either one of these combatants.
Throwing with bad intentions. They're trying to get each other out of there.
You can see Pavlis likes to control the ring. She likes to take control and put you where she wants to put you. And she's got Douglas against the ropes here.
Ooh, good
Double right to the body by Douglas, followed by a couple lefts over the top at short distance.
Good body shots and hooks by Douglas.
But the pressure of Pavlis is wearing on Tyrecia Douglas of DC.
You know, Pavlis is a smart boxer. You know, she's going to punch to the body. She's going to go right to the head. She sets Douglas up, but Douglas has to be ready for that and counter her when she does it.
But I tell you, the intensity of Pavlis sometimes overtakes Douglas. You see Douglas starting to breathe with the mouth open. Again, I'll say it. I think Douglas has more ability here, but Pavlis is just relentless.
But she's so strong. She's strong and she's trying to make it a physical affair, which doesn't favor Tyrecia Douglas.
Every shot Pavlis throws, it's like she wants to knock him out.
Notice her mouth wide open, Douglas. She's looking to get those breaks.
Good body shot right to the body by Pavlis.
Nice uppercut that followed as well.
But Douglas isn't giving up. She's fighting back. She's bringing the fight to her.
This is a big round for New York City as Pavlis goes ahead and likely handles business against DC's Tyrecia Douglas.
Yeah, I'll give that round to Pavlis, but I give credit to Douglas for fighting back more that particular round. Douglas has talent. You can see Douglas has talent, but she doesn't get off enough to take these rounds.
Pavlis bringing her to the corner, just throwing punches.
Yeah, but you saw the shorter shots are being thrown by Douglas, but she's being buried in activity by Pavlis, and that's what's carrying the round. Ends up carrying the round for Pavlis.
So right now, Pauli, coming up next, it'll be the men's lightweight division. Kobia Bridi and Sherbek Ramutalov.
This was a good matchup the first time around because Bridi, I'm curious about this because Bridi's so intense, but he got hurt early in that round because otherwise that would have been a close round. Let's see if he's able to bring that same intensity to Rakhmontalov, who's got a great sense of timing.
I don't think Bridi is going to be anywhere near as aggressive as he was because he was almost out and put on the canvas.
I love how Bridi's just throwing the jab, and he just connected with a good left hook.
Straight left from Sherbek Ramutalov of New York City.
Yeah, look at the timing of Rakhmontalov. His eyes are so focused, and he's looking to pounce as soon as you're in the wrong place. Well, nice counter there by Bridi.
Bridi lunges in and he gets popped as Rakhmontalov using his reach and his distance well, almost luring in Kobia Bridi.
You see Bridi, see the intensity of Bridi. He's always trying to bring it. He's always trying to bring it, trying to break you down.
Sherbek's punch is going to get there first because his reach is longer, so and he punches harder, so he has to be careful. Bridi has to be careful coming in because he can get caught with some thunder if he does.
You're right. I mean, and also Rakhmontalov's punches are just a little sharper, but again, Bridi, undaunted, keeps bringing it. Nice shot, sharp shot there by Rakhmontalov, and that's what I'm talking about.
Here's something that I agree with from Bridi. He's using movement, finally. Instead of just being on the line, he's moving and using some feints. If you're going to be super aggressive, you better move and not be an easy target for anyone laying upon you.
Changing the look, because his eyes swelled up. Look at that eye, he's swelled up a lot. He's taking some shots. I mean, considering you only fight one round at a time, you're swelling like that. You know, Rakhmontalov is picking you apart. But he's undaunted.
Sherbek's trying to bring Bridi in so he can get him with the counter shot. So he wants him to get aggressive so he can just catch him with that shot.
Big left, an echoing left from Sherbek Ramutalov of New York City.
But Bridi also landed a counter right hand there as well. Again, Bridi's undaunted. But I'll tell you, look at the head he's got on his face. That's also something noticeable. The referee does see it. But Breedy's trying to rough up Rakhmatulov, and maybe he'll get him frustrated and get him to make a mistake in that way.
Yeah, Breedy won't get discouraged easily, but Surbek's bringing the fight.
Well, Kobia Breedy has a mouse underneath his left eye as we have a minute to go in round 15. 3 more rounds to go in this head-to-head matchup between the undefeated New York City Attitude 2-0 and the DC Destroyers making their season debut. Another left for Rakhmatulov.
Again, great sense of timing from Rakhmatulov. It's not for a lack of trying from Breedy, I'll tell you that, but Rakhmatulov is the better fighter. He's one of the best fighters. He's one of the best fighters in this whole league, as I have yet to not give Rakhmatulov a round. Every time I've seen him, he wins the round, and he's winning this one as well. I've given Rakhmatulov every single round I've seen him.
Rakhmatulov, I love his
good
ring
body
generalship, and I love his movement. You know, and he gets out the way, get him hit. And
well, the whole objective is hit and not get hit, and Rakhmatulov is so emblematic of that.
Yeah, he's a big asset to this New York team. There's a little clash of heads as well. That's not going to help the eye of Breedy.
Especially in a weight class like lightweight. I mean, it's really important because they get things going for the men, and Rakhmatulov has done that for the New York City Attitude.
Ooh, Surbek has him hurt.
Oh, he's got
Rakhmatulov, a cut
under the left
outside of the left eye of Kobia Breedy. Getting hammered from that left, and that'll end the round.
Great round, another great round for Rakhmatulov. I wonder if it's from a butt or from a punch the cut, though. With lefty versus righty, and there was a lot of close encounters with those heads rubbing against each other. I wonder if that cut ended up coming from a punch or from a butt.
Surbek, he looked like the better boxer and overall fighter in that fight. You know, he
and in the last minute of the round, he really took control of it. You see Breedy there with a little counter right, overhand right there. He landed a couple of good shots himself in the round. But Rakhmatulov, good left hand there. I think there was a clash of heads there after that straight left hand by Rakhmatulov as well.
What I like about Rakhmatulov, he's not afraid to open up and let his hands go.
But Breedy, he's catching him. He put his hand down, and Breedy just caught him with a shot.
Tell you what, man, all the fight for these last 3 rounds.
So, Patrick Harris of DC, Darius Jackson of New York City. Jackson looked good in the previous round that we saw him in.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Harris also, showed some mettle. This is a good little matchup. Harris did well. Jackson, I gave the round 2. He started to carry the round more and more as it went on. These are 2 talented guys. It's going to be really good here.
Well, you mentioned that Darius Jackson had that James Toney style about him. We'll see if he decides to employ that in this, our 16th round.
Am I going crazy, or was Harris a lefty the first time around? I don't know. I don't remember Harris being lefty the first time around.
No, he wasn't. He was conventional.
So he's coming out left.
Now going southpaw.
Kind of reminds me of a Terrence Crawford who will fight orthodox and southpaw to trick the opponent.
The interesting thing is Jackson also switches stances. We've seen him do that.
Yeah, resembles it a lot.
Yeah, they're ambidextrous fighters is what they are. Not afraid to hold stances.
You can tell this is Harris's backup stance because he doesn't get off the line as quickly when he's got
he just ate a big left from Darius Jackson.
No, Jackson's more comfortable when that was a good shot by Harris. I feel like Jackson's most comfortable counter-punching. That's when he feels like the most at home, when he's counter-punching, making them miss and then getting him right back with a shot.
Harris is staying in the line of fire, but is making Darius Jackson miss.
Yeah, and he's trying to fire back in there. That's one way you get around the long reach of Jackson. Oh, good shot by Jackson.
As Harris just got popped by Darius Jackson. So much for that. He literally backpedaled with his chin in the air, and Jackson tagged him.
And that's the thing. A guy like Jackson with his long reach, he can reach you in weird spots. You can't get too lackadaisical. Good shots there by Harris in return.
Harris keeps on coming at him, though. He's not getting discouraged, so that's always good.
Well, I think Harris now is kind of stuck as to be like, well, I was fighting a pretty good round, and then I got clocked. A second that he gave an opportunity to Darius Jackson, he got hit majorly.
I give Harris credit. The adjustment he's made this round is he's trying to hold his ground a little bit so he can fire back. But he's still getting picked apart a little bit too much. He's going to have to start bringing it to Harris, to Jackson.
Patrick Harris just ate a left from Darius Jackson. And Jackson has been a bit more selective in this 16th round, but he's still picking apart Patrick Harris.
He's coming with the uppercut, then he came with the hook with the same hand. He just has control in the ring and ring generalship. You know, he seems like he knows what he's doing in the ring and he's following his game plan.
But Darius Jackson isn't afraid to be the counter puncher, and he's not afraid to start things, and I think he's demonstrated that over Patrick Harris of DC.
Yeah, and a good little matchup. It's just been he's been just a little better because he's been able to reach Harris in different spots. But again, look at Harris, how he's worked on holding his position so he can try to counter back, and he's done a little bit better job this round. But it's been Jackson, I think, who still ended up carrying this round as we get into the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, but there's a mouse underneath the right eye of Patrick Harris of DC. Another big round for Darius Jackson of New York City, who's feeling himself.
Yeah, he punctuated
They touch
it.
gloves.
Good round. These two guys are good
10
fighters.
more seconds, I feel like Harris would have been in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, good round.
In a lot of trouble.
Good skills from both of those guys as well. See, again, we talk about the adjustment Harris made in this round. He held his ground a little more. When Jackson attacked him, he held his ground a little bit, tried to slip and slide from where he was standing as opposed to getting backed up. And it allowed him to try to be able to fire back a lot of times with Jackson, maybe punch with him, and he would land some good counters. Especially in the first half of the round, it was very close, but I thought Jackson ended up taking control in the second half of the round. You see an example of that there as earlier in that replay, Harris got off and then Jackson got off.
Yeah, I think he won by counters.
This is going to be intense.
Here we go.
Dixon had a good first round, but now he's up against the monster. He's
Ralph
up against
Clemente,
Clemente.
the man that you interviewed, who is absolutely shredded indeed in the men's light heavyweight division.
Yeah, and Dixon really pulled back for DC with getting those 2 points. Had a 2-point round, but now again he's gonna really have to summon it against Clemente. Good shots there by Clemente as he backs up Dixon to the ropes. Clemente tends to force a pace that you are uncomfortable with, but Dixon may be able to get some more respect with that speed. He's able. Good shot there.
Good right hand by Clemente.
There's a right by Clemente.
Yeah, Clemente just makes it sloppy, and the prettier you want to make it, the more intense and rugged he makes it. Dixon is going to have to use that speed to get his respect.
Dixon just landed a right on the top of the head of Ralph Clemente. I think it's a close matchup in these final 2 rounds, guys.
Yeah, but
New York City and DC.
Clemente, he's bringing the fight to him. He's letting his hands go, everything. So right now, if I'm a judge, I'm looking at that. So at this point, I think he's ahead slightly.
And he's managed to have the better work. And again, good the right hand there by Clemente. Dixon is going to have to make something happen here. His speed does have the respect. Good jab there by Clemente. Clemente's fighting a little more technical than we've seen him in the past, where he's usually just burying you. And that's probably because Dixon's speed forces that respect.
Dixon just shook his head and down goes Clemente, but that was a slip.
That was a slip.
Casey Dixon just shook his head at Clemente as to be like, you know what, you can't hurt me. And I wonder what that does in this final half of this 17th round.
Dixon has to stop throwing recklessly and focus on the body and combinations. If he throws recklessly, Clemente's going to play with
big right hand by Clemente, who saw his opening with Dixon with his hands down.
Yeah, I tell you, Dixon has a chance to win the round. He's got the respect of Clemente with the speed, but he's not getting off enough.
And he's being careless by putting his hands down and not covering up. Clemente will take advantage of that.
And Clemente may not land everything cleanly, but again, he's getting off so much more. And he's also not landing himself that much on Clemente. He's allowing Clemente to just outwork him and take the position from him.
Yeah, every time Clemente throws combos, he's like hitting him at will almost.
And also Clemente smartly going to the body there.
There's a right on the left ear of Casey Dixon.
And I'll tell you what, this is a very important round, guys. Big round for Clemente, big combination there.
Even though, and a big right hand by Casey Dixon, but even though Clemente isn't landing flush, he's catching the attention of the judges.
Yeah, good right hand there by Dixon. That'll get the respect of Clemente. But again, look, Dixon, no follow-up from Dixon. He had an opportunity there to follow up after a big right hand, and instead, look who's following up. It's Clemente. He's making a mental mistake to allow Clemente to take back charge.
That was a good shot to the body by Clemente on the ropes.
Overhand right by Clemente. I think Clemente might have out-hustled Casey Dixon.
Yeah, and Dixon allowed himself to, because honestly, the speed of Dixon could have made him do more damage, especially when he landed a couple of big shots. He could have followed up and instead chose to wait in those moments, and it was Clemente who came right back.
That was definitely Clemente's fight. There's no question about it. He definitely won that round.
And that's big for New York. I'll tell you why, because that was a guy who in the first half had gotten a 2-point round for DC. So they sent in their dog, they sent in their goon in there to handle him, and he did his job.
Yeah, they sent in one of the closers, or the setup man.
We call him the goons in the NHL.
You call him the goon in the NHL, all right. Bob Probert-esque, huh?
Yeah.
Going back old school.
That was a slip. That wasn't a real punch.
I'll tell you what, I've got New York pulled ahead here. I mean, the big boys are going to work it now.
Side this one.
I've got it 4-1 in this particular side. I haven't added up my scorecards yet, but going into this last 6 rounds, I had DC ahead 1 point, but now they've lost. They've lost 4 out of 5 rounds here. I mean,
so you have New York City on top.
DC needs a big round here.
This is the 18th and final round. We conclude in the heavyweight division. Norman Neely of DC, Earl Newman of New York City.
Newman starting the fight.
Yeah, Newman was lax the first time they saw each other. Let's see if he's warmed back in. I mean, I thought Neely had a really good round the first time they went against each other. But I thought Newman started waking up in the last part of it. It just wasn't enough to win the round.
Newman needs to start off quicker in order to get into his rhythm.
And again, it's a close matchup. You want to make sure you win these rounds.
But there's a lot of pressure on Neely because he knows, too, that if he wins this round big, knocks him down, he could win the whole thing for DC. But if not, New York can come out victorious. So this is really big for these next 2 minutes.
Yeah, I've got to imagine both guys must feel like this is an important round for both teams. This has been a close battle. I've got New York ahead, but this has been a close battle nonetheless.
Curious to see how the judges have tallied everything up.
I remember we were saying we thought Newman hurt Neely at the end of the last round.
Yes.
And it seemed Neely has not been as aggressive to start this round as he was the first time around. I'm still wondering if maybe Newman did get Neely's attention, because Neely's showing a lot more respect to Newman, who still looks lackadaisical to me to start this round again.
Well, Newman, though, is a technician, and when Neely, he was hammered away upon Earl Newman in the first half of their previous round.
I love Newman's throwing a jab, but he's doing it 1 at a time. Neely's throwing it 3 or 4 times, so I like how he's throwing the jab at him.
There's a right to the body by Earl Newman.
Newman's starting to get started. Here's the problem Neely has now. If Newman gets started again in the second half of the round, this time Neely hasn't built up a lead. So Neely's going to have to work here, and good body shots there by Neely.
They both are in close distance. I think Earl Newman is doing enough in his ring generalship to be able to have Norman Neely a bit at distance and off balance.
Prior to the clinch, that was a good check hook by Newman. Great check hook.
There's a left hook to the body by...
Neely needed that hustle. That might have... In a close round, that's big. That's a big combination there for Neely in a very close round.
Yeah, good body and head combinations by Neely.
Neither man has landing anything flush or clean to warrant a decisive round in their favor. Good right to the body by Earl Newman. Probably the best punch of the round between both.
He needs to stay out of the corners and gets back to the middle of the ring like he's doing right now.
He's driving back Neely. I mean, Neely's giving up a lot of ground here.
Good punches by Neely.
Could be all the fight for you in the last 30 seconds. Let's see.
Thought there was a clash of heads between Earl Newman and Norman Neely. Double up took to the body by Neely.
They have to dig deep because they know that whoever wins this round is victorious. So they really have to dig deep and, bring all they can.
A right to the body again. 2 right hands in the final 35 seconds for Earl Newman. But Neely swinging for the fences. Landing a left hook.
Wow. Good round. You know what? I'm going to give it to Neely very close, but
I would hate to be a judge, Pauli.
That was a good exchange at the end of the round.
I really think that Neely won the round with it.
Yeah.
I give it to Neely in DC. Yaz Neely on the ropes. Good shots to the body.
Yeah, Newman attacked the body well this round. But Neely also has good moments. That last exchange was really a lot of big punches thrown. Neely had a better ability to put combinations together. You saw there, most of that was smothered, but still looks good for the judges. And Neely had a little bit better ability to put punches together. Even in the last seconds of the round, you see Neely getting off the shorter shots. Newman landed his own shot there, but I thought it made Neely edge just a little bit here.
That was a beautiful hook at the end, though, Pauli. That had him dazed. That had Newman really dazed.
Okay, Pauli, let's go ahead. And I'm not a mathematician. And how do you have this one unfolding as 18 rounds are in the books? The matchup has concluded. Don't forget, we still have the second half of a doubleheader with LA and Dallas.
I've got it very close, guys. I've got it very close.
Okay, how close?
On a 10-point must system, I have it 170 to 169 for New York City.
For New York City by a point.
I've got it.
By a point. Holy Malignaggi believes New York City going to be victorious over DC, 170 to 169.
Now, don't get me wrong. New York won a lot more of the rounds, but that 10-7 and 10-8 scorecard in the first, and those knockdowns in the first half.
Pauli, I think depending on how judges judge, it really can go either way at this point.
It's one of those. That's why that last round was that's why you fight that last round like it's the most important round, because it's one of those fights that literally was the championship round. I mean,
100%.
And I thought I gave that last round to Neely.
So you had New York coming out victorious?
I had it. Yeah, I got it on a 10-point must system and 18 rounds. I got it 170 for New York City, 169 for DC. It's safe to say these two teams will be rivals all season.
100%.
Safe to say. And they may see each other in the playoffs.
And now we shall see who comes out on top. The scorecard is getting announced by Ray Flores. You know, Pauli, they brought it. You know, they brought everything to the ring. They threw everything they had to throw.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
They put their heart on their sleeves.
That's what it's all about. It's Team Combat League is all about. And I'll tell you what, even more, they brought everything they had to throw and also a lot of skills. These two teams are good teams.
Very skilled fighters.
Every team is going to bring the heart, because when you only got to fight one round, everybody can be intense. But these two teams also, there's a lot of skill on these two teams. I mean, I'm telling you, these two teams are going to have something for this entire league. This matchup could be a peek into a playoff future.
Yeah. You know, it's going to be really intriguing to see how these teams, you know, in the future, if they're rivals, you know, whatever happens. It's really interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 18 exciting rounds between the New York City Attitude and the DC Destroyers, we go to the scorecards. Your final score: New York City 172, DC 169. New York City improves their record to 3-0 as DC falls to 0-1. New York City remains undefeated in this East Coast showdown. Pauli, back to you.
Yeah, so you know what? Me and the judges were deferred on one round. They gave an extra round to New York that I didn't give. So I had it 170 to 169. They had it 172 to 169. I don't know how they scored the knockdown rounds. I had it 10-7 on the knockout round and 10-8 on the knockdown round, the previous round, in favor of DC in those rounds. But yeah, very close battle. I mean, you can see the look on the DC's faces that they thought they won. It's one of those battles that both sides are going to think they won. And I'll tell you what, these guys got an appointment in the future again. Both of these guys, both of these teams.
I think it's safe to say New York City is the team to watch the rest of the season.
3-0 so far, but I tell you what, DC made a statement against what's been the top team so far. That was the toughest test New York's had all season.
Yeah, I put DC right under them because DC brought it to them.
So right now, as New York City improves to 3-0, and you know what, Pauli, before we get out of here and we get ready for your interview with Ricky Punez, my goodness, your scorecard was pretty much on the money. 170, 169. The final score, 172, 169. You cannot call Pauli Malignaggi not a fantastic prognosticator.
Well, you know what? It was a great fight. This is one everybody enjoyed, and I can't wait to see these teams again against anybody else. I'm telling you, these two teams are going to be a force to be reckoned with. As I was telling them here before, this is the toughest test New York has had. Yes, New York is a team to watch so far. They're 3-0, but DC had a lot for them tonight, a lot more than the first two battles New York had, where they won them more easily.
You know, that just shows they're war tested. You know, we have to give them credit too. They have harder competitors this week with DC, and they came out on top still. So, you know,
and of course,
they're the team to watch.
No surprise when a team is coached by Barry Hunter, who's a disciplinarian, who I've seen for years in boxing. All his fighters always come prepared, ready to grind that Headbangers gym. It's no surprise that a team like DC would show up and grind it out and bang it out with the best team in the league so far. And they went head-to-head, and I can't wait to see these teams again.
Yeah, New York City 3-0, DC falls to 0-1. The first half of our doubleheader is in the books. Coming up next, it'll be two teams that'll be looking to even up their record at 1-1. They're both looking for their first wins of the season. It'll be LA and Dallas matching up. Pauli Malignaggi earlier tonight had the opportunity to catch up with the head coach of LA 10 Goose, Ricky Punez.
Thanks, Ray. here with head coach of the LA Tengus, Ricky Funes. How you doing, Ricky?
Great, Pauli. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. So after you coming up short in week 1, it's a new concept for everybody. How was it to experience yourself and immerse yourself into this concept in week 1? Anything that that caught you guys off guard by surprise? Anything you liked? Anything you're looking forward to tonight, or any adjustments really?
There's always it's a new whole concept. Everything is new to us. It's just one round, but our first performance was not as great as it should have been. I guess everybody was nervous. How do we do it? I believe today is going to be different. We've been training properly. We've been doing everything and simulating everything that we do in the fight. We're going to do it in the training, and now we're going to do it performing here tonight. God willing.
Is there any particular stylistic changes to the training that you guys do for something like this, as opposed to the average professional fight you'd get it ready for?
Yeah. The thing is that I've been telling our fighters is that we're not going out there and box 6 rounds. You can't go out there and waste time trying to set up everything. You got to go out there and try to do everything within 3 minutes. Box and put pressure and go at it and be first. If you be first, they throw 2 punches, you come back with 3, 4, 5 punches. Everything that we do in there is going to be first.
So tonight, win?
We're going to win.
All right.
Our performance is going to be great today.
Sounds good, man. We're looking forward to it. Ray, back to you.
There's nothing more exciting.
I feel like New York's got a real good shot here, especially if I'm on the team.
Nobody can beat my mind, so nobody can beat me.
With the modeling is the modeling. When it comes to boxing, I handle my business.
1 round, and guys giving it all.
This is going to be the future
Welcome back to the second half of our doubleheader. It is week 3 of Team Combat League here at Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino in Uncasville, Connecticut. Ray Flores alongside Amir Tyson. Well, we just got done with New York City matching up and colliding against D.C. But right now, Amir, we look ahead at 2 teams who are looking for their first wins of the season. They both competed in week 1, came up a bit short. It is L.A. going head-to-head against Dallas. So much on the line in the second half of our doubleheader.
Yeah, I mean, a loss is always haunting, so they're going to use all of that momentum, all of that drive from losing and learn from it and try to come out victorious. So you just have to learn from mistakes in life, like in life, in the ring. You learn from it and become better, and hopefully they can become better pugilists doing it like that.
I look at when it comes to how Team Combat League shapes itself out, and you really parlay it to the NFL. You don't want to go down 0-2 on the season because that is detrimental. The goal is for all the teams is to make the playoffs. There are only 4 playoff positions, 6 teams vying for it. So 2 teams are going to be left out of the playoff positioning, and this is a very important showdown for both teams in LA and Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, whoever wants it more is going to win. That's for any sport, and especially boxing. It's mano a mano, 1 against 1. So once they get you in the ring, it's you and the other opponent. So it's up to them if they want to win or not. We could talk about it, but we have to see what they're going to do.
If you're just joining us, we want to let you know, coming up, when it comes to Team Combat League, 18 rounds, 6 rounds, then a break, 6 rounds, then a break, and then we get ready for our final 6 rounds. At the end of the 18 rounds, every single scorecard is tallied up, and then we will determine a winner based on our scoring system. So every single round is so critically important to the success of your team. We now send it to the third member of our broadcast team, Pauli Malignaggi, with the fighter to watch from the LA 10 Goose.
Alejandro, so you guys got to experience the first week of Team Combat League. You came up just short, but you got the full experience. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how that felt, that going into it that first week?
¿Cómo te sentiste con la experiencia en la primera semana de Team Combat League? No pelearon en la semana pasada, pero estamos regresando en esta semana, semana número 3.
Bueno, primero que nada, buenas tardes para los dos. Un orgullo tenerlo acá en la entrevista también. Así que muy contento por la primera fecha, fue todo nuevo para mí. Yo estuve relacionado también con la selección, pero no tuve la oportunidad de competir así en equipo, que como te digo, una nueva experiencia para mi carrera y la verdad me sentí muy bien y muy contento por toda esta nueva experiencia que estoy teniendo en mi carrera.
First of all, I want to tell you it's an honor to be able to be interviewed by you and to be here. Look, this is a brand new experience. In week 1, I was able to really, immerse myself in what Team Combat League is all about, and I really feel like this is fantastic for my career, and I do enjoy the concept.
Speaking of that concept in itself, how was it to be in the ring for 1 round, then getting back out, and then getting back in? How did that, considering you're a veteran of several professional fights, you're one of the biggest veterans here in Team Combat League, how was it having to get out of the ring and getting back in the ring and having to basically warm up and getting your mind acclimated to this new concept?
¿Cómo sentiste peleando por un asalto nomás y de ahí tenías una pausa y de ahí regresa para otra pelea o otro asalto en el cuadrilátero? Porque tú eres un veterano de peleas profesionales, pero esto es un nuevo concepto en el boxeo.
Sí, como te dije recién, fue es una experiencia muy linda para mí. Nunca he combatido un round, ni siquiera siendo amateur. Sí que he ganado por nocaut en los primeros rounds en las peleas profesionales, pero esto es totalmente diferente, así que para mí es, como te dije hace un ratito, es una experiencia muy linda, muy nueva y que va sumando a mi carrera, así que la verdad que es algo muy lindo también poder convertir a un round nada más.
It's a new experience. It's a great experience. It's one that I feel is going to benefit my career. What's interesting is that even as an amateur, I never fought 1 round. I have fought in 1 round or less as a professional when I win by knockout, but that's not the intention. But I do believe that this is beneficial to my career, and I am enjoying what Team Combat League is all about.
Plans for tonight? Planes por esta noche?
¿Cómo?
Los planes para la
Para esta
noche.
¿Tu
¿Qué
planes
quieres
para esta
hacer?
noche?
Y bueno, nada, nosotros esta vez venimos más preparados porque la primera vez era nuevo y no sabíamos bien cómo era, así que siento que estamos mejor preparados esta vez y bueno, nada, salir a ganar. Yo tengo una mentalidad de ganador, yo creo que esto es una experiencia linda para mí. Yo sé cuál es mi objetivo a nivel profesional, que mi sueño es ser campeón del mundo. Pero bueno, como te digo, hoy estoy aquí, mi realidad es esta y yo hoy vine a ganar y mi equipo vino a ganar, así que estamos dispuestos a salir a ganar.
My dream is to become a world champion, and I think this is going to help me along my professional career. But what's interesting about this is that, you know, we have experience from week one, so we are better equipped and we're better prepared, you know, as we head into tonight's event. I think we're going to be a lot sharper. You know, I have always had a winner's mentality, and that is the goal. That's the objective for us, to come out here and get a win, and I do believe in my team.
Thank you, Alejandro. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias a los dos. Gracias.
Y Argentina salió campeón.
Argentina salió campeón mundial, así que estamos muy contentos y muchísima más gana también.
And Argentina came out victorious, and yes, we have to continue to provide more energy like how I will do tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino here in Uncasville, Connecticut. This is the second half of our doubleheader. Both of these teams are looking for their first win of the season. First, we want to welcome the LA Tengus, led by their head coach, Ricky Funes. Here are your boxers in our starting lineup as we welcome from the women's featherweight division, Lisette Lopez. From the men's lightweight division, Brandon Mendoza. In the men's welterweight division, Franco Ocampo. At middleweight for LA, it is Vlad Penin. In the light heavyweight division, Martin Higuita. In the men's heavyweight division, Sia Siliga. Also in the women's featherweight division for the LA Tengus, we have Iana Verduzco. In the men's welterweight division for LA Tengus, Juan Funes. In the men's middleweight division, Alejandro Silva. At light heavyweight for LA, Angel Lozano. In the heavyweight division, Cashton Young. And rounding out your lineup, we have Austin Wolf for LA. This is LA Tengus, coached by Ricky Funes. And now let's meet their opponent, the Dallas Enforcers, led by their head coach, A.C. Bryant. First up in the women's featherweight division, Jennifer Miranda. In the men's lightweight division, we have Randy Kennedy. At welterweight for Dallas, here is Andre Ewell. In the middleweight division for the Enforcers, we have Mauricio King. Presenting at light heavyweight for Dallas, Andrew Yates. In the heavyweight division for the Enforcers, we have Andres Montoya. In the women's featherweight division, we have Anne-Maria Verbeek. At welterweight for Dallas, we have Averana Graham. In the men's middleweight division for Dallas, we have Diane Demistre. At light heavyweight for the Enforcers, here is Kenneth Peoples. In the heavyweight division for Dallas, Adrian Taylor. And rounding out your fighters for the Dallas Enforcers, Waylon Bailey. This is the Dallas Enforcers, led by their head coach, A.C. Bryant.
Ready to go, Pauli. Let's get it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Another good night of fights.
Yeah, another intense one here. Well, both teams really need of a win after starting the season 0-1. They've only performed in 1 week, so this is their second See Miranda trying to maintain that height. Lopez trying to close it.
Welcome back to the second half of our doubleheader between LA Tengus and Dallas. Nice right hand landed by Jennifer Miranda.
Miranda catching Lopez on the in a couple of times. Two good right hands. She's got a good height on her.
Lopez is throwing back though. She's not third. She's still coming right at her.
Miranda very relaxed in there.
Good shot.
Miranda representing the Dallas Enforcers. Southpaw is Jennifer Miranda. Lisette Lopez being very aggressive, but using her height and her reach is none other than Jennifer Miranda of Dallas.
What Lopez needs to do, she needs to go to do feints, throw jabs, work the body, and throw combos off those jabs. If she's just rushing in like that, Miranda's going to play with her the whole night.
I like how Lopez is at least...
Big right hand being connected for Jennifer Miranda.
And that's the thing, the more eye-catching shots are being landed by Miranda. I like how Lopez won't accept the clinch on the inside, because Miranda obviously wants to smother her, and Lopez wants to get that work in on the inside, but Lopez has to be a bit more deceptive on the end, because on her way in, she takes those cleaner shots. And it's probably costing her the round.
Miranda, she's using her size. She's using her size, and, you know, she's longer, she's taller. She's using that to her advantage when they come into the middle, when they exchange punches.
She's setting traps for Lisette Lopez. Lopez running into some right hands.
Ooh, Miranda's got caught.
Our first round in the books.
I don't know, Pauli. She looked like she got hurt a little bit after that round.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give it to Miranda. She landed the more eye-catching shots. Lopez gave a good effort, but has to be a bit more deceptive on the end.
I would agree.
On the entrance.
Let's go back and revisit some of the action.
See, Lopez was trying to work on there. Miranda did a good job of smothering her, and then on the outside, she was able to land a couple of the cleaner shots. You see, Lopez, they're refusing to not be allowed to work on the inside. You see that eye-catching shot again there by Miranda, long right hand.
Yeah, I would give it to Miranda, Pauli.
Yeah, and those are where the slight difference was in the round.
Okay, so now it is the the lightweight division with Brandon Mendoza and Randy Canaday. Brandon Mendoza for LA Tengus, Randy Canaday for the Dallas Enforcers.
Ooh, they're coming out ready to go.
Look at this already. The action starting fast here at Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino.
Oh, good check hook there by Kennedy.
I love Kennedy's jab.
Mendoza going right after Randy Kennedy of the Dallas Enforcers.
Thing about Mendoza, you know, Kennedy has a nice jab, a little longer reach, but, you know, Mendoza needs to jab in, work the body, and then progress from there.
Ooh, good check hook, good counter hook, by Mendoza. Kennedy getting. Kennedy trying to be more intense on the inside, probably got the quicker hands. It's going to be up to Mendoza to get that timing and use that physicality. He's trying to chase down Kennedy now.
Yeah, he shouldn't be rushing in. He should just punches, you know, to lessen the distance.
And just swinging wildly, he was off balance, was Brandon Mendoza of LA Tengus.
I like how Kennedy just lets them go at it.
Of course.
Fly right over each other. He's not getting involved.
No problem.
Good uppercut by Kennedy.
Yeah. A left hook.
Oh, and Mendoza's cut. Mendoza's cut. I don't know if it was with a
top of the right eyelid.
Yeah, I don't know if it was from the clash of heads because he's falling in a little bit. But good combinations by Kennedy nonetheless.
He's got a very herky-jerky style, does Brandon Mendoza.
Yeah, a lot of times guys like this, you know, when they fall in, they get there before the punches. So when you get there before the punches, your head is getting there first, and then your punches are following it. You know, there could be a risk of clashes of heads. Always got to make sure you're leading with your punches first.
Also, when you're leading with your head like Brandon Mendoza, you are a high-contact fighter, as he just ate a big right hand. Compliments of Randy Canaday.
Good head movement and combos by Randy.
And Kennedy has the shorter punches. He's able to put punches together because he's got the shorter shots, better balance. Those is not for lack of trying. Better technique. It's not always a matter of will. It's also a matter of skill.
Yeah, I think the technique probably is what's winning the day right now for Kennedy.
Yeah, and Kennedy has a sharp little defense, stepping back, changing range. And those is trying.
Kennedy's just a better overall athlete, as we are under a minute to go. He's just an overall better athlete. His feet are set more. He's moving well, whereas Mendoza is sort of kind of It has an unorthodox style, but he's falling around all over the place.
Yeah, he's got to be a bit more deceptive on the end. You see, he's trying to work his way inside, but he's just trying to creep in as opposed to, changing levels, maybe dropping some feints, maybe just stepping in and stepping back out, and then stepping back in harder. You want to use various forms of deception because you're just trying to creep in, especially from the same level. You're going to wind up like this. Kennedy is going to see everything. He's going to get more confident. Nice little sharp counter right hand.
I love how how he moves his head and body, and I love how he also comes back with so many combinations after. He doesn't just hit one
overhand right from Randy Canaday as Mendoza fishing. But Canaday always a step ahead of Brandon Mendoza.
Punches and bunches.
And his positioning on the inside is also superior. A lot of effort from Mendoza, but better, smarter boxing on the part of Canaday.
I agree.
So round 2 in the books. Pauli, how do you have it so far?
We got 2 rounds to none for Dallas so far.
As we go back and revisit some of the work from Randy Canaday.
Canaday had the shorter shots there. Able to find range, also, change of levels, change of distance. Even on the inside, really, he was able to roll the shoulder a little bit and have Mendoza missing.
Also, coming up next, right now we have Franco Ocampo for LA Tengus. For the Dallas Enforcers, Andre Ewell, Ray Flores, Pauli Malignaggi, Amir Tyson. Here, Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino. Off next week, a bye week. We're back in 2 weeks with week 4 of Team Combat League.
What I noticed with Ewell right away is that he's a much longer reach, so he just needs to, keep his distance and throw that jab and then keep that right hand right after it.
He just hammered Franco Ocampo with a right hook.
Ewell looks like the bigger of these two physically as well.
You see his shoulders are absolutely massive.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a lightweight.
A nice little right hand on the left ear compliments of Franco Ocampo. Well, swinging for the fences.
Ooh, Ocampo's hurt.
Yeah,
he was off balance.
Yeah, and Ewell using that physicality. He's a big guy.
Left down goes Franco Ocampo from the left. Compliments of Andre Ewell.
Great sequence of punches, man.
Yeah, Ewell lifted up that intensity. Wasn't all clean shots, but he overwhelmed him with shots, and a big left hand landed.
Yeah, crisp punches, man.
That left hook, reminiscent of that of when Brian Mendoza clocked Sebastian Fundora last weekend.
We'll see how he finishes it. If he hasn't hurt, he should finish him.
So this is a big round for Andre Ewell and Dallas extending their lead.
Yeah, now LA's putting themselves in a real hole here.
Both teams, LA and Dallas, are 0-1. They're both looking for their first win of the season, a straight left from Andre Ewell upon Franco Ocampo.
Okay.
Oh, big shots as you have Ocampo hurt again. Ewell turning up the heat.
I give Ocampo credit for standing up there, taking 2 clean shots, but he's staying too upright on the inside.
He is getting caught clean. Arthur Mercanti's got to get out of the way as Franco Ocampo stumbling and bubbling.
Ocampo, it's just a style matchup. It's just this style is just going to always favor Ewell.
Ewell, down goes Ocampo, but no, and he waves it off. Arthur Mercanti waves it off and says enough is enough. That's a major point swing in favor of Dallas. Andre Ewell with the stoppage over LA Tengus Franco Ocampo.
Yeah, and I think to avoid suspension, this is why they stop it after 2 knockdowns. And this is what happened here to Ocampo, 2 knockdowns, 10-7 rounds.
Ocampo is totally distraught right now, but it's part of the game,
Hey, listen, if you can finish somebody off in under a round, that's impressive. And Andre Ewell looked tremendous tonight.
Yeah, once he got that first knockdown, you can see he's got more confident in getting more aggressive. You realize Ocampo didn't really have much resistance for him. So he got it. You could see from the beginning of the round where he was sort of being more technical, and in the end of the round where he was just, he just, I'm going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at this guy because he can't handle it. And he was right. He ended up scoring 2 knockdowns, and he ended up getting a 10-7 round out of the stoppage for his team.
So Andre Ewell so far is the MVP of the night for the Dallas Enforcers. What a start for AC Bryant and his team. Coming up next, we got the middleweights. It'll be Vlad Panin, who's looking to stop the bleeding, quote unquote. That is not Vlad Panin.
That's Silva.
Oh, yes, that is Alejandro Silva, who is in action, taking on none other than a Mauricio King here of Dallas.
Yeah, LA had to call him the goon. You know, Silva is undefeated record, probably the best fighter on the LA team. They had to stop the bleeding. Let's see
You
if Silva.
spoke with Alejandro Silva, you and I do the translation, and Silva said in this particular matchup that with this being their second meeting here at Team Combat League,
Ooh, good punch
better
to the
equipped.
body.
Double left hook by Mauricio King.
Love how King's throwing body punches and then he's going right to the head. That's what he should do.
Oh, he's got to be careful. The big hook by Silva.
Shook up Alejandro Silva.
And that's the thing about a veteran like Silva. He'll hold his position and try to make you pay punching in between you. King trying to get off a lot of shots, but he's got to be careful.
So I wonder if Ricky Funes elected to go with Alejandro Silva, likely his stronger fighter, to stop the momentum of Dallas.
Absolutely.
As of right now, I think King, is controlling the ring and landing the harder punches.
He's getting busier for sure.
He's getting off more for sure, but I think Silva landed the bigger shots here. I think it's still all to fight for. We still got more than half a round to go.
Yeah, I still think it's very much hanging in the balance.
One thing about Silva, he's a guy who's more accustomed to the longer rounds. So this one, big shot there.
Overhand right, probably the best punch of the round between either fighter. And I really point out who lands the bigger shot because it is significant. Every round is scored individually and makes such a significant impact in the overall.
Good counter by
winner.
Silva.
Good punches.
And King's legs buckled a little bit. He held on.
King went right through the guard.
So as the round progresses, Alejandro Silva gets stronger.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what a veteran does, right? He's probably more accustomed to going the more rounds. He probably is used to getting things started this quickly, So it's even a challenge for a guy like Silva who's got a big start in round
good
one.
combination.
Right hook from Alejandro Silva.
And King's starting to look a little more arm weary as well.
I wish we saw more of those sweeping right hooks, Pauli. That was beautiful to see. That's one of those punches that isn't thrown with as much frequency as it used to be.
No, some of the old school guys.
A left hook from Alejandro Silva.
Yeah, a little wide on that one, but you can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to catch and shoot inside the punches of King as King's punch is starting to get a little wider.
Yeah, Silva, he needs to shorten his punches so he can get to the target quicker. He needs to shorten his punches, and that's what's going to land frequently.
Good jab there by
Mauricio King throwing wild looping shots, and Silva's finding those openings to be able to counter him.
Yeah, and King was throwing them wild early on, but his speed was compensating, right? But now, as he's getting a little more arm weary, you see Silva landing in between them, timing him better. And also, Silva has a tighter defense with his gloves as well.
That'll end the fourth round, and that was a big round for LA 10 Goose. They needed that, and I think Alejandro Silva stopped the momentum of the Dallas Enforcers, and now we get ready for the light heavyweight division. Martin Higuita for LA 10 Goose, Andrew Yates of Dallas, but we go back and examine Alejandro Silva's work against Mauricio King.
Yeah, you see Silva keeps everything short. A good little uppercut on the inside followed by a right hand. Keeps the punches a little shorter. As King was the faster guy, but it was a little bit more sloppy, and Silva's tight defense on the inside prevented a lot of the stuff from getting through, especially as the round progressed.
A lot of Silva's punches at the end, especially in middle to the end, going right through King's guard. So, hit, not get hit, get the punches, and get out of there.
So we got Martin Higuita for LA 10 Goose, led by head coach Ricky Funes, and Andrew Yates of the Dallas Enforcers, led by head coach A.C. Bryant. Earlier tonight, New York City victorious over D.C. 172 to 169 as New York City improves to 3-0 this season.
Higuita looks a lot smaller than...
They look to be weight classes apart.
Ooh.
Big right hand by Andrew Yates to start off.
Good shots by Higuita. Wow, he's got the shorter shots, and Yates got to be careful. He's coming straight up on the inside. I don't know what he's doing there. He picked his whole self up and got himself caught.
Little sharp counter right from Martin Higuita.
Now he's trying to be physical with Higuita.
Higuita looks like he could probably be a goalkeeper in soccer, guys, with his frame. Big right hand that lands upon Andrew Yates.
Yeah, Yates has got to stop trying to touch gloves. He touched him in the beginning. He's trying to touch him again. Higuita wants no part of it. I mean, he's got to try to win the round.
Ooh,
Yates is too high up. I mean, that's the thing. Yates is standing too high up on the inside.
We're from the uppercut right to the...
Yates has to make himself a smaller target when they're at that close range. I don't mind a guy staying up high from long range. From that close range, you got to bend those knees a little bit. And again,
good left hook. Yates is just throwing punches recklessly, but he has technique and skill behind it.
Good uppercut.
So that's going to affect, that's going to affect him more in the fight. Affect Yates more. Ooh, good punch with straight hand.
Yeah, this is one of those things Yates is going to have to go back to the gym and learn to bend those knees on the inside. Way too high up, and he's getting busted up on the inside. He's given a lot of effort here, but none of those punches are really landing. He's just trying to use his physical body to push Higuita back to the ropes, but where he's just smothering himself anyway.
Higuita using his jab followed by a right hand that connects upon Andrew Yates.
Yates, he has no leverage. He's not, like Pauli said, he's not bending his knees. If he bent his knees more, he'd have more power in his punches.
I'll tell you, if he, and yeah, exactly, that's a good point too, Amir. It's also for offense, and not just for defense. The fact he's not bending his knees is also costing him defensively as well. He's too high up. I tell you, if Higuita, who looks like a kid, had more main strength, Yates would be in trouble, man, because he's taking some clean shots.
There's a nice right hand that sprays Andrew Yates under a minute to go here in the 5th round.
They both look exhausted, but they got to push through. One more minute.
Martin Higuita, Andrew Yates, another big round for LA Tengus, who didn't panic, and they could have done it, Pauli. Instead, Ricky Funes has rallied his troops.
Yeah, he has rallied his troops, but they got a lot of work to do because that 10-7 round is really going to hurt them in terms of deficit.
Good defense by Martin.
Higuita moving his head just enough to stay out of the range of Andrew Yates of Dallas. Final moments of this 5th round as we head down the stretch with Martin Higuita, Andrew Yates. A solid round for LA Tengus, who are facing an uphill climb down by a considerable margin to the Dallas headquarters. There's a right by Martin Higuita to punctuate the round against Andrew Yates.
Higuita seemed like the skilled professional boxer, and Yates seemed like a brawler just throwing recklessly. He has to go back in the gym, probably like you said, bend his legs, do what he needs to do.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a lot of work to work on fundamentally and technically. I got LA getting themselves back in the last 2 rounds winning, but unfortunately for LA, there's a 3-point round in there, so I've still got it 48-45 in favor of Dallas, thanks to that big 3-point round on the knockout.
As we'll go back, and here is some of the work of Martin Higuita, who is trying to get the LA Tengus back into this.
He's just skilled. Yates is just throwing punches, but he was moving his head and throwing correct punches at him.
I'll tell you, César Liga tried to get off to a quick start here against Andres Montoya.
You know Cia Sigilia from Combat Sports is Mighty Mo Sigilia.
Saliga, right?
Saliga, yes.
He has a David Tua build to him. He reminds me a lot of David Tua for some reason.
They both are looking to land explosive shots. Cia Saliga, also known as Mighty Mo Saliga, taking on Andres Montoya of Dallas.
These guys need to jab more and just stop throwing recklessly. Everything off the jab and, more straight and direct punches.
You see Montoya is probably trying to establish a little bit more distance here. Saliga wants to be on the inside. But if even still, you're right, Saliga should still trying to use his jab to get inside. He's trying to creep in, but not really use his jab. Look at that big right hand there. Good defense by Montoya.
Andres Montoya needs to use his youth and his legs to try to frustrate the veteran in Saliga.
There's a couple extra pounds on Montoya, though. So I don't know how much legs he's going to have if he keeps using them too much. But he's boxing a good round so far, maintaining that distance.
As heavyweights, they're going to get fatigued quicker. So, they shouldn't throw everything they have right now. They should select their shots a little better.
And one thing to worry about, too, with Saliga, he flies in with his head a little bit. That's a big coconut head there. You don't want to get hit with that thing. That'll cut you up. Good exchange here.
A right hand for Andres Montoya. I think Montoya is getting the better of the limited exchanges that we're seeing.
Yes, what Saliga could be doing here is cutting off the ring, because he's not the quickest guy on his feet. So he's got Montoya circling around him. If Saliga would cut off the ring, he would make life a lot easier on himself to be able to close that gap on Montoya.
Yeah, Saliga looks like he's thrown all that he's had. He looks so tired and exhausted.
Yeah, and it's hurting his ability to close that gap. Montoya is able to have that shot selection. And again, use that jab. It's been a little sloppy, but Montoya with his jab has been able to create some spaces for the rest of the punches.
And how many times, especially that we saw in the mid-2000s, of the Klitschko brothers winning a fight based on the jab alone because of their technical ability. I'm not saying that Montoya is anywhere near the Klitschko brothers, but it has been done.
But the educated left hand has won this round for Montoya, in my opinion. Yes, he set up some good right hands off of it, but it's been the educated left hand, his ability to control that range to where he wants it.
Montoya is he's landing the better, cleaner shots, and I think that's what's going to win him the round, unless something dramatically changes in these next 25 seconds.
A nice overhand right from Andres Montoya of the Dallas Enforcers. Don't forget, we have a bye week next week. We're back in 2 weeks with week 4 of Team Combat League. New York City atop the division, 3-0. 6 teams vying for 4 playoff spots. In the month of June, we'll have 2 semifinal matchups and then the championship in July.
I think that was a fight Montoya dominated.
And Montoya looked good for the Dallas Enforcers. He knows that he was likely the better of the 2. And that'll end our first 6 rounds between the Dallas Enforcers and LA Tengus. Amir, take us through what we saw.
Yeah, Montoya, he's the younger boxer, a little more skilled. He took advantage of Saliga's fatigue, and, he just pieced him apart. Hit him, not get hit, good boxing.
Yeah, I've got at the end of these 6 rounds, I've got it 58-54 in favor of Dallas. Keep in mind, there's a big 3-point round there in favor of Dallas, which really has made the deficit a bit bigger for LA. There was a 3-point round with the stoppage we had in the 3rd round.
So right now you have Dallas on top 58 to LA 54.
Yep, and a big reason for that is Andre Ewell's stoppage of Franco Campo, which allowed Dallas to get a 10-7 round.
So Pauli, overall right now, what's your scores?
58-54. 58-54, yeah.
Okay.
So that's how Pauli Malignaggi has it. And guys, with there being 6 teams, 2 teams are going to be left out in the cold, will not be participating in the playoffs. And I'm no rocket scientist by any stretch of the imagination, but if you make the playoffs, I assume you get a playoff bonus. More money for participating. So there is a lot on the line, not only from a city standpoint, not only from a fighter standpoint, but from a financial standpoint. It's prize fighting. It's called prize fighting for a reason. You're fighting for a prize. You're fighting to get paid.
Well, I'll tell you what, your main goal is always to be a winner. Then typically, when I started boxing, I obviously we all want money, right? But when you're a winner, money's going to follow. And that's the thing. You want to make sure, you want to focus and fight hard and train hard to win. It improves your confidence. It improves your ability to fight, because as your confidence grows, you're training harder, and of course financially as well.
Yeah, there's pride in a variety of ways, like you said, financially, city-wise, but they should use that to motivate themselves to work harder, and that's the only thing it should really do. Because they want to come out victorious, they need to do what they got to do.
And also for Team Combat League, there are some names that you remember. I like that they're giving opportunities to fighters who are unknown, but also bringing and providing opportunities for fighters who have fought at a high level, but sort of need a resurgence in their careers. The names like Damon Nicholson, Earl Newman. You also see a youngster who is the brother of Ryan Garcia, who has a massive fight against Gervonta Davis. Sean Garcia is on LA Tengus. He's not fighting tonight, but he'll be back in 2 weeks from now. That are getting this stage, and they're getting a jersey to compete for LA Tengus and really display their talent in this team format.
Yeah, as we were talking to Ahmed Sheikh, the president, earlier, I also, one of the things I love about this league is it gives the fact that it uncovers the diamonds in the rough that may have flown below the radar with some of the other promoters and some of the mainstream TV networks in the traditional fashion of boxing, in the traditional style of boxing. This style of boxing right here, the best fighters who may have the most success in this style of boxing may not be guys who necessarily have the most success in a traditional 10 or 12 round setting. This is a completely different game plan in order for you to be successful in this.
Yeah, it's a vastly different format. It's something to get used to. But once you adjust yourself to it, you know the rules, you know the format. There's no excuse. You have to go get it and do what you got to do.
To piggyback off that, Amir, Alejandro Silva told us in your interview, Pauli, earlier tonight, that the first week was sort of this, no one really knew what to expect. And now that they are competing for a second time, they truly understand what the whole process is like and how they can go ahead and be successful, which is why he did so well against his adversary in his previous matchup against Mauricio King.
Yeah, well, one thing about Silva, you know, he's been a rough guy to go with, even in the first time around. When they went up against New York, he scored a knockdown against Christian Cangelosi. You know, he's a veteran of many pro. He's one of the biggest veterans here in Team Combat League, and you can see he has a calm demeanor to him, but he makes his punches count.
Well, also letting you know, we are off next week, a bye week, and then we'll come back with week 4 of Team Combat League 2 weeks from tonight. Awfully hard to beat.
Yeah, he definitely was pushing them right when everyone was sitting down, because he's a coach, he's a leader. He wants to push his team to victory. He also cares about his fighters. So Barry Hunter, he's a great trainer, and you know, boxing respects him a lot.
All right, we're getting ready for our next 6 rounds. We're going to start off in the women's featherweight division. Iana Verduzco matching up against Anna Maria Verbeek of the DC Destroyers. So that is on the way with Anna Marie Verbeek of the Dallas Enforcers and LA Tengu's Iana Verduzco. And it's fair to say, Pauli, from your scorecard, Dallas 58, LA 54, that LA's got to get busy.
Yeah, and LA's getting busy. Verduzco came out landing a sharp left hand, another sharp left hand. She throws a nice, straight, sharp left cross and really hits the target with it. She's gotten off to a good start in this round.
Verbeek, she's coming in, but, you know, Verduzco, she's hitting her with good hook shots, good check hooks.
Good straight left by Verduzco.
Yeah, been some sharp left crosses there on the part of Verduzco, and she has a nice sweeping right hook as well.
Iana Verduzco being successful with that straight left.
She's got a nice style, Verduzco, I tell you. Good hand speed, too, with the combination, short punches, and throws her punches technically very correct.
Calculated aggression, like
good shot by
counter right hand by Verbeek, though.
Verbeek with a nice hook. She turned southpaw into a big hook. I don't think Verduzco was expected. A good hook there by Verbeek. Good response.
Arthur Mercanti does not like the extracurriculars between Verduzco and Verbeek.
I like Verduzco. She feints too. You know, she's dropping some foot feints in there as well. I know there it goes again. She changes levels. There it goes again. You see, I tell you, I like how Verbeek's trying something different though. The conventional stuff's not working. Now she ran in at Verduzco trying to land a shot before she turned southpaw and threw a nice right hook.
And she absorbed a straight left from Verduzco. She got a little too aggressive, and she paid the price for it.
Verduzco, she's catching her with the punches right when she's coming in. Verbeek's coming in recklessly, not really guarding her hands that well, and she's tagging her every time she does that.
Verduzco's a nice style, I'll tell you. She does the little subtle things. Look at that step back jab right there. You know, again, that's from good footing, good southpaw jab.
Good jab.
It's almost like a jab hook that we saw out of Verduzco.
And look, she set her up with a nice
straight left that backed up. Verbeek's in trouble.
She walked her into a counter right hook, and now with a straight left hand. Now, I tell you, I'm very impressed with Verduzco. Really nice footwork, nice sharp punches. Good effort by Verbeek, but Verduzco was a class above. More talented and class above.
Yeah, Verduzco.
Thanks, Fred.
I knew where you were going with it.
Yeah, perfect. Well said.
You and I work together enough as we take a look at some of the action from this women's featherweight class.
And really, it was a subtle thing. That was a good right hook there by Verbeek when she turned southpaw. But it was the subtle things Verduzco does. You know, see the drop and change in level, the little feint step back, the jab as she steps back, and then following it up with a left cross that she missed there. But nonetheless, nice work.
Now we got Juan Funes of the LA Tengus colliding against Averon Graham of the Dallas Enforcers.
Good punches by Funes. Right to the body, head combinations. He's letting his hands go. That's what he needs to do.
Funes is relentless in these first 20 seconds.
This is what he needs to do.
Well, looking to answer back is Averon Graham.
And Funes trying to throw inside of Graham's combination punching. Now Graham's trying to overwhelm him.
But Funes needs to watch out from Graham's counter punches because if he comes in recklessly one time, he could tag him.
Graham is being the aggressor here against Funes. It is Funes who is trying to be more of weight and try to counter that of Graham.
Yeah, you see Funes trying to catch and shoot. He's trying to keep that tight guard while Graham throws all those punches, and he's trying to punch in between them.
He just throwing relentlessly. He's not stopping. He hasn't stopped throwing since the round started.
Yeah, Graham is just literally throwing caution to the wind and saying, hey, I got to bring the fight to Funes.
Yeah, I don't mind that game plan. You know, Funes seemed to have a better sense of timing, so Graham said, you know what, let me bury him in activity and see if I can win the round like this.
And this is why Funes is winning the round as we speak.
But I don't think Funes has landed anything significant. I still think the fight hangs in the balance because I don't think either guy really sees control of the round one way or another.
Oh, no, there's a minute 40 seconds left, still a lot to go. But I think Graham has been a lot more active. Funes has to, he's got some nice, like, tight guard, but he's got to get off those shots just like that. Because I understand what he's trying to do, the whole catch and shoot, but he's also got to be aggressive. He can't just be counterpunching in this setting when it's just 3 minutes.
15 seconds ago, I saw Graham land a beautiful, sharp little left, and Funes just answered with the right hook of his own.
And you see Funes do a nice shot. Funes do a nice shot, but then Graham comes back with 6-7 shots in a row, and that's, you know, in a one-round setting, that could be a big difference. Again, look, Funes no response. Graham's not throwing anything particularly pretty, but he's burying him in activity, and that can win you the round when you also have 3 minutes.
Just by aggression alone and throwing punches and being the busier fighter, I think Graham is winning the round, 100%. Yeah. That's what Graham is the one that's been busier the whole fight.
Graham's out hustling Juan Funes. Funes almost seems to be waiting for that one singular shot, and Graham is out hustling him, outworking him, and that could be a significance in the fight.
No, that goes right. Sometimes you're a counterpuncher, you're looking for that perfect moment to counter, and that's what really Funes is waiting for. He's looking for that perfect moment to where Graham gives him enough daylight in between the punches of those combinations where he can punch in between. He's trying to catch and shoot. But Graham, credit to him, is putting them together, and he's not giving him that daylight.
I love how every time he comes at Graham, he throws combinations right away, right to the body, uppercut, jabs, everything. He's throwing them in bunches as we speak.
There's a straight left followed by a right hook by Graham, digging to the body of Juan Funes. I think Graham, his work rate has made a difference, and also he's been able to land some clean shots down the stretch, opening up the guard of Juan Funes.
Yeah, and you can't really win the round if you're going to keep your hands home. Graham won this round simply because he wanted it more, literally. I mean, it wasn't like super skillful. Like, you know, we saw last round Verduzco was really skillful. Graham didn't do any of that, man. I mean, he won that round because he wanted to win it more.
He showed the heart of it. Thing about Graham, he was more consistent throughout the fight, and he kept on throwing punches.
Absolutely, well said. I mean, that consistency was the key to that round. I mean, it was there was no consistency on the part of Funes.
Funes, yeah, he didn't do anything in this fight at all.
And here we go now.
Now we got Vlad Panin matching up as he will take on Diane Debustre of the Dallas Enforcers. So, Pauli, I believe that Dallas is probably increasing their lead from your standpoint.
Yeah, in these second 6 rounds, I got it 1-1. But again, from the first 6 rounds, I had Dallas up 4 points, so they're still up 4 points on my card.
Maintaining their lead, but that can all change. Vlad Panin now for our LA Tengus compared to that of Diana Debustre for Dallas. Both teams are 0-1 this season. We are in week 3 of Team Combat League. The top 4 teams will qualify for the playoffs. There are 6 teams total. Next year, season 2, we are expanding to 12 teams.
I love how Panin, he's doing feints and keeps on throwing his jab right in his face. We'll see what he can do from that. Throw more punches than bunches, more combos from that, but we'll see.
Yeah, good rhythm by Panin. He seems like he's setting up a little bit more neatly. Depestre looking for something, but he's throwing shots from a little bit too far out, and a lot of times he's keeping his hands home. Panin, you can see, is trying to set things up.
He's relaxed. Panin is relaxed. Oh, there's a left hook. Down goes Debustre, but no, says Arthur Mercanti, and LA Tengu saying, come on, you can't give that to us?
You know, a little bit of a balance thing there.
We'll go back and take a look at that replay in between rounds. We are literally at the midway point of this head-to-head matchup between LA and Dallas. It is Team Combat League.
Close round. I got Panin slightly edging it so far, but Depestre's got to get a little bit busier. And it's been Panin's ability to be a little bit more educated with that lead hand. That left hand, he's been a bit busier with it, while Depestre has been looking to force it a little bit too much instead of setting it up.
Yeah, Panin looks more relaxed when he's throwing his punches, which gets it faster and it has more impact, right? Because if you're more relaxed, your punches are going to be harder.
There's an overhand right by Debustre, followed by a left hook. Amir, to echo your point, is that Debustre is looking for that one big shot. He's throwing every shot with bad intentions, whereas if you look at Panin, he's more relaxed and he's just calm.
Yeah, he's trying to set it up and taking what he sees.
Depestre, you could tell he has power. You could tell he has power right when he lands his punches, but his opponent is just making him look foolish. He's outboxing him.
Well, also, Debustre is telegraphing his power shots. He needs to let his punches just flow and go off the jab.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, overall, when you're doing that, the consistency is going to be there. You see Debustre, he wants to engage. He's looking to throw everything hard. But see, there's no jab here. There's no jab. There's a jab there. It looks like he heard me. But again, the consistency on that jab isn't there. So it's going to impede your ability to set up combinations.
There's a right hand. Debustre attacks the body of Panin. But Panin absorbs some of those shots.
Ooh. Tell you what, though, Debustre's fighting his way back in here. That last minute of the round.
And you never know how the judges have it. They might decide to go with the more aggressor,
right?
Or in terms of Debustre.
Every judge judges differently.
Panin landed that right hand
don't
right
I know.
at the bell.
Yeah.
That'll end the ninth.
Yeah, Panin landed that right hand at the bell as Debustre went straight back. You don't want to do that. Here's when Panin went down.
Go back and take a look at it.
We got to see the feet, though.
Okay, so I was just told by Mike Mazzulli that was a knockdown.
That was definitely a knockdown.
So Mike Mazzulli has ruled it a knockdown, and credit to the head of the commission here, Mohegan Sun, for coming over, taking a look at the replay. Paul, your thoughts?
I can't see the feet, so I mean, a shot lands.
At the same time, he made contact right before he went down, so it looks like a knockdown.
I mean, it's a shot land. Let me see here with the feet. Let's see if we can.
Here are the feet.
No, that's a knockdown.
That's a great check hook.
Yeah,
that's a knockdown.
Yeah.
So Mike Mazzulli has ruled it a knockdown, so it's a 10-8 round.
I think it's a correct thing, because that's why I needed to see the feet, because if you trip, end up getting pushed over the feet, it becomes iffy. But there's no feet there. I mean, that was momentum. A good hook there by Panin on the check.
All right, so light heavyweights now. Angel Lozano for LA Tengus, Kenneth Peoples of the Dallas Enforcers. Now, Paulie, that 10-8 round makes it a bit of a closer matchup.
Oh, absolutely. And LA was starving for a big round because, again, I mean, they've lost a 10-7 round in the first half. So they're looking to get themselves in any way they can. So a 2-point round really, really makes things a lot closer here.
Yeah, Paulie, what's your approximate, score at this particular moment? Like, what do you have it with, especially with that knockdown?
I think it's I gotta add up my cards. I think I've got it Dallas up 2 right now.
Okay. So you have Dallas ahead, and LA's cutting into the Dallas advantage. Angel Lozano for LA Tengus, led by head coach Ricky Funes. And right now, Lozano starting off very sharp, sticking the jab, mixing in the right hand, followed by the left hook.
Everything's coming fluidly off that jab.
Dallas coached by A.C. Bryant. Both teams looking for their first victory of the season. We are off next week. We'll come back in 2 weeks from now, April 27th. Reunited with Cynthia Conti. We'll all be here at Mohegan Sun Resort.
Is there blood on the face of Lozano?
There might be.
I think Lozano's having himself a good round. I don't know if it was clash of heads. I got to see. There's a good jab to the chest there by Peoples. More of a balance thing on the part of Lozano.
Lozano, he's still the boxer right now. He's hitting with the jab. He's moving.
Yeah, good circling well, too.
There's a left hook by Angel Lozano. Another left hook. Lozano's using his height and his range to his benefit.
Yeah, and he's allowed, and Peoples is allowing him to just circle as he chooses. Peoples has to step up a little bit. He's got the height disadvantage. He's going to have to get on the inside a little bit.
Yeah, he has to bring it. He has to throw something. He has to throw some punches to make a difference in this round. Because as of right now, you know, I got it for LA.
But also, Pauli, to echo your point, to further it, is that he's not cutting off the ring. It's one thing to throw punches, but he's not cutting off the ring.
Yeah.
Do that with your footwork and your body movement.
Well, he's kind of just waiting on Lozano, and Lozano's kind of just bouncing in and out as he chooses. Look, Peoples kind of stands in the center of the ring and doesn't really see there. He tried to attack. He goes back to the center of the ring. He's allowing Lozano to just completely circle and not really stepping with Lozano and trying to cut him off.
The right hand. Lozano, the cleanest punch of the round from Angel Lozano.
Good round here by Lozano.
Yeah, 100% right.
And again, LA's
very clean punch.
LA's getting themselves into this fight, man. 40 seconds left. Unless Peoples can work some magic in the last 40 seconds, it's going to be a Lozano round.
I want to go back and take a look at that right hand from Angel Lozano. He landed flush right on the jaw of Kenneth Peoples.
You know, I already thought he won
another right hand for Lozano.
I already thought he won the round, but those two, you know, they were emphatic right hands. So, you know, I think he won this round.
Yeah, he's confirming it now.
Listen, I want to see Angel Lozano again. I can't wait to see him compete in our second half.
It's like Peoples look so lackadaisical this round. You know, it's like
almost disinterested.
Yeah.
Good jab.
Very rhythmic on the part of Lozano. Good boxing, good jab, good head movement there as he slips and slides. Good
Lozano was never in any peril whatsoever. He controlled this throughout the 180 seconds in the round.
Yeah, I think Lozano, he won the round. He outboxed him. He landed the, you know,
it's going to be really interesting, I'll tell you.
Punches, I think he just won the round.
If we can go back and take a look at that right hand from Angel Lozano upon Kenneth Peoples, I guess we'll get ready for as that beautiful right hand from Lozano. We'll see it moments from now. That was off balance.
That was a good jab to the chest there by Peoples and sent Lozano off balance.
I'm waiting for the right hand. Ooh, no.
That was a good same jab to the chest.
Nice. Oh.
There's that right. And we will begin in the heavyweight division. Round 11 scheduled for 18. Cashton Young for LA Tengus. Adrian Taylor for that of Dallas. Look at Taylor go right after Cashton Young.
Throwing what they got. Let's bring it.
Big boys.
Adrian Taylor, if you can believe this, a former sparring partner of Errol Spence Jr., welterweight champion of the world. Spent some time training under that of Derek James in that tremendous gym. Derek James, the trainer of Errol Spence, welterweight champion of the world, and super welterweight champion of the world, Jermell Charlo.
I like from Young that he just brought the fight right away. Right when he got out the corner, he brought the fight to him, and then he turned around. Now it's a fight.
And that's the thing. I mean, I think with Young, he's used to boxing welterweights like Spence. Big hook, double hook there by Young. I think, you know, it allows him to be settled into a faster pace than heavyweights are accustomed to being. Also, why am I not shocked that Spence also spars with heavyweights, right?
I mean, well, at the time, though, Adrian Taylor was a cruiserweight for Dallas. Now he's a full-on heavyweight.
But still, that's a big boy fighting someone against a welterweight. So.
I mean, look, that's just kind of the beast that Errol Spence Jr. truly is.
Yes, sir, he's a monster.
And when you're learning under guys like Spence and Charlo, you pick up a few things, especially in that gym with Derek James. So Adrian Taylor looking to be quite an asset to the Dallas Enforcers. But Cashton Young is being busier than that of Adrian Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a left hook for Cashton Young.
it's a really hard round to call. Like it's even to me. But what do you think, Paul?
No, I think Taylor's been much more busy, and I feel like honestly Young has waited way too much. Now good jabs there.
Double up on the jab for Cashton Young. Right hand over the top.
Ooh.
A sharp right counter for Adrian Taylor.
Yeah, I
as
feel like
we have under a minute to go.
Yeah, I feel like Young is going to have a big final round. Good body shots there.
Ooh, good shot by
Adrian Taylor with a sweeping left hook.
Ooh, good
followed by a left hook and a right.
Good exchanges here from both guys. It's almost like Young doesn't know how to go find it himself. He needs Taylor to close the gap for him, and then he punches back. But look at this distance. You're a guy who needs the round. Young doesn't go get it. He waits on Taylor to close the gap for him.
I think a lot of it has to do with fatigue, and he's a big boy, so he throws a lot of punches.
He hasn't been that active though. It's been Taylor who's been more active in the round.
Yeah, so that's not even.
Cashton Young pretty much has been moving scenery and a moving target for Adrian Taylor to be able to land upon.
Again, I mean, a lot of the times these rounds are decided by who wants it more. You know, sometimes you see that yourself. You know, the viewer at home, you see skilled guys, but you just see they just don't go get it. They don't want to work as hard as the opponent, and they cost them the round.
Overhand right for Adrian Taylor. That'll end the round.
I mean, Taylor threw in combination the whole round. I mean, he went and won that round because he wanted to win that round.
Also, when it comes to how the breakdown of this fight, Adrian Taylor took it as a fight. I felt like Cashton Young thought he was trying to warm up and be in sparring mode in many instances.
Yeah, good point, Ray. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's used to being a sparring partner.
And that's what it looked like to me, that Cashton Young was trying to just get some good work, but it's not about getting good work. It's about hurting your opponent.
Especially when your team really needs these rounds. You know, they're behind and you're trying to get out of a deficit.
It's the hurt business, Ray, so they got to do some hurting.
Yeah, your dad knows a little bit about that, right, Amir?
Yeah, definitely.
Coming up, we have Austin Wolf for LA Tengoose and Waylon Bailey of the Dallas Enforcers.
Ooh, good jab by Bailey.
Bailey starting off using his boxing IQ. The most fundamental punch in the sport is the jab.
Ooh.
Right hand by Waylon Bailey. That rocked Austin Wolf.
Bailey's the way bigger guy. He's a way bigger puncher, so he should just use that size and, just crowd him. Just run up to him or be more aggressive. Use that weight advantage.
Little feints by Bailey, trying to get his way in.
I think Austin Wolf needs to weather this initial storm of Waylon Bailey over Dallas.
Counter right there by Bailey. Yeah, good kind of catch and shoot by Bailey, and that he's getting confident. He's throwing some big shots.
Waylon Bailey with the right to the body of Austin Wolf.
Wolf is just a little bit too high up on the inside, man. Again, I stressed that a couple of fights ago with a couple of guys. When you're inside, you want to bend those knees for defensive purposes. Obviously for attacking purposes as well, as you get more leverage. But for defensive purposes, on the outside, you stay up high, okay. But on the inside, you want to bend those knees. And that's a problem Wolf has right now. He gets close, and he stays a little bit too upright, and Bailey's been able to land some good shots because of it.
Yeah, Wolf needs to get any opening he sees, he needs to attack it right away because, Bailey's just, as of right now, I think he's winning the round.
Also, too, if you're Austin Wolf, when you have the height advantage, you got to be able to move your head because against a smaller man, you have your head in a stationary point, you're going to be susceptible to that overhand right.
Especially if you're going to be that close of range. At least if you're on the outside, you control things with your jab, you control things, but he's not. But you see,
a left hook.
He's close.
For Waylon Bailey.
He gets in close range, and then he stays up high.
That was a headbutt right there. Flash your head.
There's blood, or there's a mouse on the left cheek of Waylon Bailey of the Dallas Enforcers.
Yeah, I think it was a headbutt because right when I said that, it started bleeding.
And again, Wolf having a problem on the out. He's up too high, gets caught with punches on the exit because of his inability to keep his positioning down low when he's at close range.
Ooh! There's a right to the chest by Waylon Bailey of Austin Wolf.
Bailey's just the more dominant fighter in the fight.
You see how Wolf they throws a combination, but he's coming up as he's throwing. You know what I'm saying? Like right there, he had a good chance of throwing a nice combination, but he brought himself up as the punches got to the third or fourth punch of the combination, and allowed Bailey to not have to take such big shots, and also allowed Bailey to be able to fire back.
Overhand right, knocking out the mouthpiece of Austin Wolf.
You got to be careful, man, to protect yourself at all times. He tried to call his own time out there. He's lucky the referee allowed him to.
Thing about Bailey is that he counters and he has power, you know. So overall, skill-wise and power-wise, he's just dominating the fight in both aspects, in my opinion.
The 12th round comes to a close. A big round for Waylon Bailey of the Dallas Enforcers, likely furthering the lead of Dallas over LA Tengus.
Good exchange.
That'll end the 12th round. So, 12 rounds are in the books. 6 more remain. It is Team Combat League, week number 3 here at Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino. Earlier tonight, New York City victorious over the DC Destroyers, 172 to 69, or to 169, I stand corrected. As let's go back and take a look at some of what has been terrific action here.
Good.
Yes, I've been saying ooh and all night long too, Amir.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun.
Great fights, man.
And look at that. That was the finish there by Andre Ewell over Franco Ocampo.
He dominated him this fight, man.
Well, that was a 10-7 round, a significant momentum shift for Dallas as they started off strong. And Pauli is tallying up his scorecard as we speak, so I will allow the master to go about his business. But Amir, this has been fun to watch.
Yeah, I literally was going to ask Pauli what he had on the scores, after this break.
We'll wait for Pauli to let us know when he's tabulated everything. And then we look at Sia Seliga, who looked like he came up short against Andres Montoya. Also, Yana Verduzco likely getting the upper hand over Anna Maria Verbeek of Dallas. But listen, all these fighters are coming out. They are bringing their best. They have 180 seconds to go to work, and then another fighter enters the ring. I love this concept.
Yeah, I love it because you don't know who's watching, right? You know, so these guys, they have to know they have to bring they have to bring everything. You don't know if PBC's watching. You don't know if Top Rank's watching. You just have to.
You know who's watching? Everybody's watching. Everybody's watching because it's a Thursday night, and guess what? You're sitting at home, you're chilling, and everyone loves
guys,
fights.
I'll be honest. This is a cool concept. If you're a boxing fan, and you're not watching, you're missing out. Because really,
out.
When you're a boxing fan, you're always searching out boxing and what's on and what's not. And during the week, I know I work at Pro Box TV every 2 Wednesdays. We got our shows there. But here, we're on a weekly basis. Obviously, next week we'll have a bye week. But
yes,
it's not only that is it boxing, which boxing fans will watch any boxing, but this is terrific boxing. This is really intense boxing, high level boxing, but demanded action boxing. You can't win in Team Combat League if you don't go for the action.
But also,
it's automatically entertaining.
Look at the coaches. Dewey Cooper for Las Vegas. You have AC Bryant for Dallas. Ricky Funes here for LA. Barry Hunter of DC. There are quality coaches, and when you think about team sports, the most successful teams,
and we got
9
New York.
times out of 10, New York, exactly. Benny Roman as well doing a marvelous job.
The thing about these coaches, they're great leaders and great mentor to these fighters. So they're going to push these fighters even more when they want to quit, when they get tired, when they get fatigued. They're going to push these fighters to the next level so they can win.
And also, too, as getting back to the point, Pauli, is when you think about terrific teams, championship teams that are successful, likely they have a terrific head coach in one way or another. And every single one of these 6 teams with Team Combat League have quality coaches that have been in the trenches in big world-class prize fights before.
Yeah. And not only that, they've got gyms where they train tons of fighters out of their use of the psychology of boxing as well as the technical aspect of boxing. Very, very good work. By the way, I've tallied up my scorecard.
Okay, so what is it, Pauli?
I've got Dallas up 114-111 right now.
Wow, so 114-111 is how you have it in favor of the Dallas Enforcers.
And keep in mind, there was a 10-7 round in favor of Dallas in the first half, and then there was a 10-8 round in favor of LA in the second half.
So you have Pauli Malignaggi has Dallas on top. 114, LA 111.
Yeah,
so
that was
a
my
3-point advantage.
What you're looking at on the screen is the first 6 rounds, how I had it. That was at the end of the first half. I had it 58-54. In the second half, I tallied up my second 6 rounds, and so combined, I have it at 114-111 for Dallas.
Pauli, I'm no mathematician, as you very well know, but I think based on your ability to tabulate and calculate under pressure, you should be given something, my friend. I mean, give this man an honorary master's degree or something like that to be able to tally things up under pressure, Amir. I mean, you got to give the man respect.
I was going to say the new Harold Letterman, Pauli.
Well, I mean, look, he was literally within 2 points of our previous matchup, but you have the right winner in New York City. But let's go back. If you just joining us, New York City tonight in D.C., if you didn't see it, you need to go back and watch the replay because that was a riveting affair in the first half of our doubleheader.
And not only riveting, I think these will be two teams to watch in the title hunt. Really, you know, at the end of the season, we have the Mega Brawl, you know, where you win the whole championship. I really think, although this is only the first time I've seen D.C., I haven't seen New York tested the way I saw New York tested tonight. New York has been, you know, head and shoulders above the rest of the league so far. But DC gave them a run for their money today. I believe these two teams are going to be vying for the champ. Based on what I've seen in the season thus far, New York and DC are going to be the two teams vying for the championship. I don't think they've seen the last of one another after tonight.
Two cities with a lot of pride, DC, New York, you know. They're really prideful.
You got roots in both cities, right?
I got roots in both cities. So I'm watching. I'm looking at Pauli. He's New York. I'm DC. But all my
and I'm in between both of them. Look, I'm neutral. Being from Chicago myself, I am efforting a Chicago team, though. Would love to see a team from the Windy City in season number 2.
Yeah, you know that would make you happy, Roy. Right? That would make you definitely happy.
Absolutely.
The Chicago team is on board.
Well, some of the action here from New York City. But guys, you talked about Thursday night fights. So next week we are off, but then we run it for 4 or 5 straight weeks. We're going every week from now until the middle of June, and then we get to the semifinals in the middle of June. So the top 4 teams, we have 6 teams competing as a whole. They are vying for 4 playoff positions. The top 4 teams will advance to the playoffs and get into 2 semifinal matchups. They will both compete against each other for the right to compete for the championship in the Mega Brawl. That'll happen in July. Now we get set for our final 6 rounds. Buckle up. This one is going to be exciting with LA and Dallas, both teams vying for their first win of the season. We take you back inside the ring and get ready for our next matchup as we prepare for this final 6 rounds. And gentlemen, get ready as we have Iana Verduzco and Jennifer Miranda once again going head to head.
You know, I think it's safe to say it's an exhilarating night of boxing so far. Right?
And you know what? It hasn't even felt, I mean, we are now in the final 6 rounds. It hasn't felt like we've had over 40 rounds over the course of the night. Not over 40 rounds, beg your pardon. I told you I wasn't a mathematician. But we've had over 20-something rounds, guys.
Yeah, we see, speaking of rounds, I mean, Lisette Lopez wants it back. Oh, no, this is Verduzco against Miranda. They matched up Verduzco against Miranda because Miranda had more success against Lopez the first time around. And for me, Verduzco is really skilled and talented. I think this is a better matchup for LA to make this adjustment. It's going to be interesting because Miranda still has the height advantage on her too.
Yeah, Miranda's aggressive. She's coming at her, but Verduzco, you know, she catches her with counter. She throws good hooks. I like her hooks.
Yeah, I tell you what, Verduzco with the southpaw stance, and again, you see the change in looks. The things I was bringing out the first time I saw her. Real skilled, change of look. You see how she paused with that lead hand, tries to hold and catch and shoot. Good right hand there to the body, though, by Miranda on the way in. As there's a clinch now.
And Pauli, to echo your point, Verduzco was successful against Verbeek, whereas Miranda was victorious over Lopez. So now you have the 2 best women's featherweight going at it against each other, representing their respective cities.
I'll tell you what, the good check hook there by Verduzco. This is something where intensity also wins you rounds. But as far as pure skill, Verduzco is the most skilled of the females I've seen so far in this league. Now, that doesn't mean she's necessarily going to match intensity with every single opponent so far, as this round itself is close. But as far as pure skill, she does all the subtleties that you don't always see in fighters.
You know, a lot of times when Verduzco comes
takedown as well.
When Verduzco comes in, Miranda just clinches her and grabs her immediately. That might be part of her game plan in this round. What do you think, Pauli?
Yeah, I mean, you see now Miranda's trying to get her to go straight back there because Miranda wants to use her height. Verduzco's not. I'll tell you what. Second time Verduzco uses the takedown effect. You remember last round, when Miranda was against Lopez, when Lopez got close, Miranda did a good job of smothering her. Good round there. I think Verduzco did just enough to win the round, but I tell you, that was a close round. Sometimes you can't tell these guys or gals apart in just one round.
Right, 100%. And you don't know how the judges judge it either and what they look for.
Well, it all depends on if they favor aggression or they favor the more cleaner, effective punching. And now we are in the lightweight division. For LA, it'll be Sean Bates. For Dallas, it'll be Randy Canaday.
Also, Benny Ray. We mentioned Benny Roman for the New York team. We also want to give love to Ryan O'Leary.
Of course, absolutely.
They're a 3-0 team. That's a great coaching tandem over there in New York.
Well, look, they obviously have two quality coaches, and who doesn't be able to love having two guys that are brilliant at what they do in Ryan O'Leary and Benny Roman? There's a reason why New York City is 3-0. Right now, Sean Bates for LA, Randy Candidate for Dallas. Sean Bates has not competed tonight. He is fresh, but he just got tattooed with the combination from Randy Candidate.
Candidate two-piece him right away.
Yeah, and Candidate had caused the cut in the first go-round to his opponent.
He's landing the cleaner shot.
Mendoza.
Yeah.
He's landing the cleaner shot. They both came out ready to fight, but, you know, Candidate, he's landing the cleaner, harder punches right now.
Candidate looking very sharp.
And even defensively, you know, he's alert. He positions himself well, doesn't make too big of a defensive move, and that allows him to be able to fire back off that defensive move like he's doing here in the last few seconds as well. Bates trying to close that gap. He's having the same problem Mendoza has. He's not deceptive enough on the closing the gap against Candidate. You got to be a little bit more deceptive against a guy like Candidate, who's very reactive and also gives you a different target as he knows how to pull back. He knows how to get under the shots, and he also knows how to change levels.
Good ring generalship, defense.
Candidate looks very good.
He looks better this round than he did the last one.
Yeah,
way better.
And I tell you, he's warmed up, but also it's the same kind of aggression he's getting from Bates as he got from Mendoza. Nice catch and shoot there as well on the part of Candidate with catching the body shot and then firing back. But Bates is also doing the same mistake, making the same mistake Mendoza made, where he's just trying to force his way in, not really deceptive, not giving Candidate anything to think about on the way in. Now he's inside here, but even on the inside here, Candidate does the better work.
Well, at this stage of the season, especially with this being the second go-around for both teams, you're starting to see some stars emerge. And when I look at the Dallas Enforcers, Randy Candidate in the lightweight division is certainly one of those catalysts for that team.
I'll tell you what, though, Bates in the last 30 seconds has gotten off some good shots now. And
beautiful left hook by Sean Bates, as he points out, and digging a left hook to the body.
Ooh,
look at this.
But again, you got to be alert after you throw punches, because Candidate is very sharp with that catch and shoot.
Good body shot by Candidate.
Bates giving as much as he's taking now. He's trying to break him mentally.
Double left hook to the body by Sean Bates.
And again, will and skill. This might be one of those situations in the last 40 seconds. Bates may be able to take it back if he's able to bury Candidate in activity, although Candidate with a nice catch and shoots there again, taking back the advantage.
Candidate's just landing too many clean punches on him. He's just, taking them apart.
There's a left hook for Candidate, but hey, Sean Bates has certainly come and stormed back to make it a close round.
There was a moment where I thought Bates was going to take back control of the round, but good adjustment on Bates' Candidate's part to take back control of the round after Bates was looking like he was going to start to control it himself. A good battle this round, and good momentum swings back and forth between these two good fighters.
There's an echoing right hand by Randy Candidate.
I love how Candidate, he incorporates the body punches and the head punches. He's not just a head hunter, He boxes, he moves.
Good variation to his attack.
He body and head. He's not just a head hunter.
And he counters to both sides, too. It's not just he's leading. There's a nice sharp counter right hand there over the top of the Bates jab. And, puts the punches together nicely in bunches. And you see even when he makes a defensive move, he doesn't make it too big, so therefore he's able to fire back off of that defensive move. He's able to transition from defense to offense very quickly.
Just outboxed him and confused him, Pauli.
You see, look at the catch and shoots there. Although Bates was undaunted, he just kept firing off.
So coming up next, the welterweights, Juan Funes and Everon Graham. If Funes wasn't successful in that first matchup against Everon Graham, and Graham just out-hustled him in their previous meeting.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where Funes just has to decide, okay, I want to win this round, because that's all the difference was the first time around. Graham just wanted it more than he did.
Graham just lit up Funes, and Funes might be hurt, guys.
Yeah, Graham, right when he got to the center of the ring, he looked like the more fluid fighter, more relaxed, letting his hands go. He just seemed like the overall better boxer, judging from right now and what I saw in the last fight.
You know what else I think is cool about Team Combat League, guys, is that the individual team gloves. I think that's such a cool concept. With the logo on there and everything.
Yeah, uniformity.
Graham, great job with Team Combat League. Week 3. Off next week, a bye week, and then back 2 weeks from tonight, April 27th, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time.
That's what I like to see from Graham. He went right to the body, then he went right to the head. That's
Funes too ordinary in his inability to close the gap, really. I mean, he's giving one look, he's throwing the jab the same speed, and not very active with it. Graham, once again, having an active round.
If you're going to be ordinary, you better be a solid ordinary kind of a fighter with fundamentals.
I'll tell you what, if you're going to be ordinary, you better be really busy. And Funes is both ordinary and not busy. So he's putting himself in a hole this round as well against Graham.
The only thing I'm seeing Funes doing is getting hit. I'm not seeing him do anything. Graham is just, he's taking him apart.
Well, I love the body punching from Graham, especially in this round. He's really digging and sitting down in his punches, ripping the rib cage of Juan Funes.
And you might be saying, okay, not everything's getting through because Funes has a high guard. But again, two things. One is that nothing's firing back really. So Graham is the only one getting shots off. And also, Funes is not unable to transition that defense to offense. He's just having those gloves up, but he's not firing off. We just talked about last round how Candidate does such a good job of catching and shooting, transitioning that defense to offense. Funes does not. Funes catches a lot, but there's no firing back.
He finally threw a couple of punches, but look at Graham. For every 1 or 2 punches that Funes throws, Graham retaliates with like 9 or 10.
This is why Graham's winning the round. This is why Funes really hasn't done anything, like I said previously, but get hit. Graham's doing everything else, and that's going to win him the round.
Dallas and LA looking for their first win of the season. New York City 3-0 on the year, a win over DC 172 to 169 earlier tonight in the first half of our doubleheader.
Graham feeling, he's confident, he's got those hands down. He doesn't feel like Funes can hit him, and you know what? He's not.
Wherever you're watching this, whether it's TeamCombatLeague.com or Fight Hub, home to Marcos Villegas, our good friend. Thank you so much for joining us. Graham having the best of the exchanges over Juan Funes. That'll end the 15th.
I love how he tried to go for the liver shot multiple times. I love that.
Dominant round from Graham there.
Hey, Pauli, what's the score now since Dallas got that one?
I had it going into these last 6 rounds. I had it 114, 111 Dallas. And so far in these 3 rounds, I've had given Dallas 2 of them.
Yeah.
So the lead is increasing on the part of Dallas.
We shall see what LA does to minimize that lead.
Well, I mean, let's see if LA, they got some work to do. And I think it's to the point, Pauli, and I am not, obviously a mathematician or rocket scientist, but I would say that you need a couple knockdowns if you're LA. You don't even need just a stoppage. You need a couple knockdowns.
And speaking of knockdowns, the last time these two met, Panin was able to drop DePestre with a check hook. But it was otherwise competitive. So let's see if DePestre is able to get something back here.
DePestre is strong, though, and he has a lot of oomph in his jab and his punches. But Panin,
nice jab there, speaking of jab.
Panin's just a better boxer, but we'll see what changes this round.
I'll tell you what, Panin is going to need probably another knockdown to help his team along any way he can.
Good jab of Panin.
And this is what is so exciting about Team Combat League is that, let's say Panin does get a stoppage over DePestre, then guess what? The scores get closer, and LA, they still have a chance. You still have 3 more rounds to go, 3 separate matchups that can change the trajectory of who's going to take home the W.
I'll be surprised if there's a stoppage between these two. These two are very, very evenly matched, even the first time around.
Yeah, DePestre, he seems more relaxed right now than Panin, from my observation.
Nice hook there by Panin. But even the knockdown in the first time they saw each other was a check hook. It was a half a balance shot, half of a punch that landed, I think rightfully called a knockdown, but nonetheless, DePestre wasn't hurt.
Just good skill and technique.
Well, you hear what they say about halftime adjustments. We have 2 intermissions in between every 6 rounds, but DePestre has used more of the adjustment of using his jab to be able to throw some of that heavy leather. In his previous meeting against Panin, he was just throwing big power shots, telegraphing his punches.
Yeah.
Good body shots by DePestre.
Little better shot selection this time around by DePestre. Mainly, he's using his jab. And now he's able to convert that into a hook.
Echoing right hand by DePestre.
Because he has Panin looking for the jab, and he was able to turn it into a hook right hand there.
I just think DePestre's stronger.
Left hook by Vlad Panin, who lit up DePestre as he came forward. A left hook by DePestre, though. 75 seconds to go in the 16th.
Panin needs to loosen up a little more. He knows he has the boxing skills. He just needs that muscle memory, everything just flow. Let his hands go.
Good evenly matched fight between these two guys. Two good skill guys.
Well, when it comes to potential leaders for LA Tengus, I think Vlad Panin, he's been a constant in the 2 times that we've seen him over the previous weeks.
No, absolutely. He's a consistent fighter for LA. But
good
Left hook by DePestre, followed by a right.
This is a close round, man. This is going to be all to fight for here in the last 35 seconds.
I think this round hangs in the balance, guys.
Yeah.
A crushing right hand by DePestre.
Right
hook followed by a left hook.
I think Dallas, DePestre got this round just by activity and just punches. Pandon was a little tense. He didn't throw as much. But I think it's 1-1 tonight for both of them.
Yeah, unless Pandon gets something back here in the last 20 seconds, I got to agree with you here.
DePestre sitting down in his punches, and it's just mind-blowing at what the jab can do for you.
Yeah,
absolutely. Small adjustments, a little short right hand by Pandon, but I don't think it's enough. I think it's a DePestre round, and Dallas's lead continues to increase on my scorecard.
Does LA have any chance of coming back, Pauli?
I mean, they're gonna need
numbers right now.
They're gonna need some knockouts here. Knockouts, not just knockdowns.
Yeah, back to back.
Some good work there. Good jabs and short combinations there. We just saw a good right hand there on that replay by DePestre as he threw his shorter shots on the inside. A little bit of holding and hitting there on the part of DePestre as he held Pandon behind the head while using the uppercut with the other hand. And there's a sharp right hand over the top of Pandon's jab.
So what is your score right now, Pauli? I mean, as you see, you have, Dallas?
I haven't added up in the second half, but I'll tell you what, going into the last third, I had it 114, 111 Dallas, and this go-round, I've got Dallas winning 3 of the 4 rounds.
Okay.
So that means that lead has increased.
Yes. Well, right now for LA, final 2 rounds to go in this head-to-head matchup, Alejandro Silva and Mauricio King. Alejandro Silva needs a big round for LA 10 because Ricky Funes, I'm sure, is urging on his middleweight to go out and try to make a big impact and try to get a knockdown or 2. And Silva is very capable of doing that.
Ooh,
there's an echoing right hand there, right on the left cheek of King.
Good body shot there again. King trying to be busy. And you can see
a left hook there by Alejandro Silva.
Yeah, he makes his shots count. He's not as active as King, but he makes it count.
There's a lot of King's punches are just hitting his arms. They're not
overhand right by Silva.
They're not actually landing punches.
Yeah, I think King should be feinting to try to get Silva to bite a little bit and maybe get those hands out of position.
You see Mauricio King, his eyes are wide open because he has been clocked with some heavy leather from Alejandro Silva.
Also with the guard Silva gives you, you can paw down that lead hand of Silva. And like you can use your left hand to paw down that lead left hand of Silva that's close to his guard and then try to come over the top of it with a big overhand right. We've seen guys in the pros do that. I remember Fernando Vargas used to do that a lot, you know?
When it comes to strengths for teams, I think that LA Tengus, one of their key strengths is the middleweight division. When you have a Vlad Pandon and Alejandro Silva that you can trot out there to compete against an opponent's and a fellow team's, middleweight competitors.
I'm inclined to agree with you, Ray. The only problem LA has is that might be their only strength so far. What we've seen.
Like King, he's throwing punches, but if you really look closely, most of them aren't landing. Silva, he's taking his time. He's throwing less punches, but they're landing.
Yep.
The judges are seeing that.
The better technique is definitely on the part of Silva, and he showed that the first time in the first go-around between these two. And as you said, Ray, the middleweights are an asset for LA.
Also, too, Yana Verduzco for LA Tengus. Now, I say that, but Dallas is ahead. Down goes!
Great right hand.
King, my goodness! There's a knockdown for Alejandro Silva.
Wow, Ray.
Right, Verduzco's a good asset, too, for LA.
Well, there is a momentum shift for LA. Alejandro Silva with the knockdown as we have 43 seconds, but back comes Mauricio King. Down goes King, and that's the second knockdown. Is it ruled a knockdown? It's over! Oh my goodness! Alejandro Silva stopped Mauricio King, and that's a major point swing for LA Tengus.
Great execution, great boxing, and like Pauli said, he needed a knockout, and he did.
Two knockdowns automatically was a knockout, guys. So in case you're going at home, you're wondering why the stoppage. Automatically to avoid big suspensions because these guys got to compete every week. There's 2 knockdowns, there's an automatic stoppage. 10-7 round for LA. Their ace came in and did the job. And you know what? Silva had a knockdown against Cangelosi when they also fought against New York. So this guy's power.
Brutal.
Sweeping right hand.
That's what I'm saying. That sweeping right hand's coming back. And let me go ahead, and I very rarely do I ever do this, but who said that Alejandro Silva had the propensity to be able to do this, guys?
Oof. But I'll tell you what.
Did not forecast that.
Yeah, but you know what? We saw it already the first time we saw him. You know, against Angelosi. You know, Angelosi is a good ace for New York. But Silva was able to get a knockdown the first time around that he saw Angelosi, and here he gets the stoppage. Silva is a big ace for LA. They just got to be able to work that momentum to the rest of their weight classes. Let's see now with the heavyweights. This gets interesting. A 10-7 round. I think LA needs another big round. Let's see if they get it.
Well,
Siliga.
Now we have Sia Siliga against Adrian Taylor. Siliga for LA, Adrian Taylor for Dallas. A close matchup yet again between two teams that are looking to improve their standings. These two teams, however, looking for their first win of the season. New York City 3-0 on the year. LA and Dallas looking for victory number 1. They are both 0-1 so far in the season.
Yeah, Silva, he changed momentum. I think it was the best performance of the night. And we have to see what Siliga can do from that. It's all on him now if he really wants to win for LA.
Well, now you go with the battle-tested combat sports veteran in Sia Siliga for LA if you're Ricky Funes. For Dallas, if you are AC Bright, you turn to Adrian Taylor, who has been in the trenches sparring-wise with the likes of Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo.
Yeah, Taylor has a propensity to be active.
Good punch.
Good shots by Siliga. But the problem Siliga has is I don't know about his conditioning, man. He seems to get tired very easily. He's already looks a little bit fatigued here, and his intensity has dropped. And we've only gone a minute, and it's not like he was that active. They need a big round out of this guy right now.
Yeah, Pauli, it's a big detriment for him is fatigue. That's what's going to make him not progress as a fighter.
Boy, things have tightened up on the scorecards. That stoppage for Alejandro Silva over Mauricio King.
Good combination.
Cut into this Dallas lead.
So we're trying to take it to Taylor. Again, he needs to cut off the ring. I mentioned this in the first time around. He's following Taylor. He needs to cut him off. He's going to put that pressure.
Hey, Pauli, what's the current score on your scorecards?
Well, we'll allow him to tally that up and, coming up. But I do believe that it is very close, Amir, to your point.
Yeah, it's very close fight.
So now, who's going to bite down on their mouthpiece? Who's going to dig deep in these final 63 seconds?
Yeah, and I haven't done the math yet, but I'll tell you what, I know LA mathematically needs at least a knockdown on my card, maybe the stoppage.
So they need something big from Sia Siliga in order to be able to try to swing things in their favor.
And I'll tell you what, in comparison to the way Taylor fought the first round, he's kind of cruising here. He's giving Siliga a chance to win this round.
He's very relaxed. Pretty much I'm going to be like when I get home this weekend in Chicago.
Thing about Taylor, it really shows his sparring experience with Spence and all these other prominent fighters. He's using that for his advantage, and he's showing us tonight.
I think, though, Taylor is allowing Siliga to hang around, and I think Siliga's outworking him.
Yeah, this round he's taking it to him, and Taylor kind of has gone into kind of cruise mode this round. It may not cost Dallas. Who knows? I believe Siliga needs at least a knockdown here.
Big right hand on the left ear of Taylor.
And to his credit, he went searching for it the whole round. He did.
Oh, Sia Siliga show. There's a reason why he's been in there against the world's best. They are swinging for the fences to end, and that'll end the 18 rounds. Wow, what a head-to-head matchup between Dallas and LA. Alejandro Silva certainly has made things a bit more exciting. As you know what, a few toss-up rounds potentially. I still believe that Dallas will likely get the win and improve to 1-1. But LA came to fight, and they brought it, especially down the stretch.
Honestly, like Silva, when I saw that right hand, it was picture perfect. It was a beautiful right hand. He led the momentum, and I think LA won that last round as well.
And how about the elder statesman in Sia Siliga? With LA, their hopes and dreams riding on both Alejandro Silva and Sia Siliga. Silva gets the stoppage, a 10-7 round. Then Sia Siliga, being the combat sports veteran that he is, after he got worked by Adrian Taylor, to come back and take it to the youngster.
Like you say, who wants it more? Like Pauli was stating earlier, who wants it more? And that's if you're going to push yourself to the limit and push yourself to no return, that's going to get you the win a lot of time.
I'll tell you what, guys.
Pauli, so how do you have it?
I got another 1 point matchup.
Oh, come on.
I got it 169, 168.
Oh, my gosh.
The difference here with my scorecard with New York and DC.
Yes, and DC.
And DC is that momentum was going back and forth. One would take the lead, then the other would take the lead. This particular matchup, though, I had Dallas the whole way with LA trying to claw their way back the whole time, and they did. They clawed their way back, but I got them coming up a point short despite that. I had Dallas winning the whole time, but LA managed to close the gap, but not enough to get the win. While when it came to New York against DC, I actually had the momentum going back and forth where New York took the lead, then DC took the lead, and it kept going back and forth until New York finally pulled it out in the end. So I got 2 one-point scorecards tonight, but they came about in different ways. This particular one-point scorecard, Dallas led the whole way, and it was too little too late for LA in their comeback attempt, and I had them coming up a point short. But let's see how the judges score it, Amir, because, you know, that kind of scorecard could go either way, I guess, on the judges' card.
100%. Like we said before, everyone judges things differently. Different style of judging, you know.
Absolutely. You know, there's 1 or 2 rounds that could go, you know, maybe to one side or the other. A good matchup for these two teams as well. Good entertaining stuff. And again, for the fans at home, you know, this is a regular thing for Team Combat League. We'll be off next week, and we'll come back on the 27th. But a lot of constant action. As you can see, the way the format is set up, that's the way it's always going to go, because every fighter comes in 1 round at a time, fresh, and they go right to it.
And we're here with Ray for him to announce the scorecards, see who's victorious.
Waiting for these scorecards now from Ray Flores to see who the official judges winner is. Again, on my scorecard, I have Dallas winning by a point, 169-168. Let's hear Ray give the scorecard.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second half of our doubleheader has come to a close. What a matchup between Dallas and LA. We give them a round of applause for 18 exciting rounds. What a matchup all night long between these two stellar teams. After 18 rounds, we go to our final score total. We have Dallas 171, LA 167. So Dallas is now 1-1. Goose. Now I want to go ahead and grab AC Bryant. Where's AC Bryant? All right, so yeah, absolutely. We're here with the victorious head coach of the Dallas Enforcers, AC Bryant, 171 to 167 for LA 10. Goose, AC, what did you feel was your key to victory here tonight?
Oh, like I said last week, or last time we were here, we go deep. And so I think that was our strategy. When we went recruiting fighters, we didn't go for just a superstar. We went for a complete team. I just want to thank Team Combat League for giving me this opportunity. Shout out to my wife, Yuka, kids, AC, 4 through 5, and Vivian and Hannah. Just thank you very much for this opportunity. It's great doing this for Team Combat League. Hey, Dallas is here.
So what stood out to you when it comes to from individual fighters' performance? Did anybody really stand out to you?
For sure, everybody did what they were supposed to do, but obviously AJ did an amazing job. We had Montu doing an absolute amazing job. Of course, I had to be, I want to say, the biggest upset of the night would have to be Montoya versus the Mighty Mo. He did exactly what we needed to do. We came in with the game plan, understanding we needed a box and showing everybody know that we're just more than a one-trick pony. So,
what is it like to get your first win with Team Combat League? You guys are 500. There's a bye week next week, and obviously 2 weeks from now we are back, and you guys will once again compete in your third outing.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, it feels good to get the first win. We should have won the last one if we had everybody fight, but you know, some people don't have the gusto to put in the ring. But it is what it is. I want to thank everybody for this opportunity. We're coming back next week. Like I said, Dallas is here to stay. We're here to make a statement, and everybody put on notice that Dallas is here.
How much do you want a playoff berth? There are 6 teams competing, vying for 4 playoff positions.
Really, there's not 6 teams competing. There's 5 teams. We already got our slot. Everybody else is going for second, baby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Enforcers. And my goodness, Pauli and Amir, this is a very happy Dallas Enforcers team. Gentlemen, back to you.
Yeah, and you know, a great, terrific win for Dallas. Also, LA. Some credit to LA as well, because you know, it looked like the way they got things started, and coming off the loss they had on week 1, you're looking at this team and you're thinking to yourself, do they have enough to compete in this league? But you know what? They made their way back into this battle and made it close. Dallas held on for the win. But something to look forward to from LA as well, because they brought some momentum into the later part of the competition here tonight against Dallas, and it'll be interesting to see, because now at 0-2 they've got to bring it. They've got to start right away. But a credit to Dallas, the way they looked, the way they won, the depth of their team, as their coach just said, and looking more forward to seeing them as well. Now they go to 1-1, and we'll see how the season progresses, and we're back in 2 weeks.
Pauli, I think some building blocks when it comes to both teams. As I look at the Dallas Enforcers with A.C. Bryant, to me, I look at guys like Randy Kennedy, Andre Ewell, who I thought was spectacular for Dallas, and I thought that they really started strong. They held on in the end, but it just goes to show you why every round is so important.
Exactly, and that's why you need that depth. You know, you either jump out to a good score, a good lead, and then wind up holding on, or sometimes, you know, you wind up needing those late rounds and your team gets it. When you have that depth, that's what you're able to do. It tonight, Dallas jumped out to a very big lead in the beginning, and then wound up, you know, the rest of the matchups ended up being kind of 50-50 the rest of the night. But you know what? That's all they needed. They had being able to jump out to that big lead was able to take them to the victory tonight, and we look forward to seeing both them and LA in the future.
Absolutely. Amir, what a night that we had here.